Lights are low on this stage, there's a feeling here tonight. Guitar in hand, it's me and the band, about to make this place come alive. Hands in the air, we're all right here, bass kicking it with the drums. Step on in, where y'all been, we're about to have some fun. Crowd screaming, come on, let's go. So I say let's get on with the show. Play it loud, stomp it down, get a little rowdy with the crowd. This one goes out to the girl in the front row. N-I-C-O-do-si-do. Bang your head, sing this song, baby in the back with my t-shirt on. This one goes out to you. Can you holler if y'all came to party? Shout it out, 'cause you're here in my house. Yeah, make yourself at home here in my house.
Saskatchewan Championship Curling is brought to you by SaskTel, Viterra, White Ice at Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, CurlSask, SaskTel Max TV, and Asham Curling Supplies.
Welcome to Humboldt. We're at the Humboldt Curling Club, home this week to the 2019 Viterra Scotties Tournament of Hearts, the Provincial Curling Championship here in Saskatchewan. It's day 2, round robin. We're at the draw number 5. My name is Sean Joyce. I'm here with Kim Hodson. Susan Lang may or may not be joining us later, depending how her voice holds out. We're going to have a full slate of games here in round robin play, draw 5, but our feature game is going to be our first chance to look at sheet number 2.
Yes.
And we're going to see it's Penny Barker's team facing off. They came off a tough loss this afternoon, agonizingly tough loss.
Really tough loss.
Talk a bit about what they've got to do to come back.
Yeah, they actually have to forget about the loss they had this afternoon, which sometimes isn't easy, especially when it was a difficult loss, because it was a bit of a mistake. You know, they overswept the last rock, which would have gone to an extra end. The shot was basically made. So they've got to basically park that, forget about it, and carry on and come out hungry tonight.
And their opponent in this game is going to be Amber Holland. Amber Holland coming off a good win this afternoon. It was a back-and-forth game with Jessica Mitchell, but came out with the win in the end, and they come into this game 3-1. Strong start for them in the round robin. What's their process going into this game?
Well, you know what? They're going to continue doing just what they're doing. They are 3-1, but their first game was a loss. After that, they've rattled off 3 wins now. So they're on a bit of a roll. So they're catching on to the ice. They're just going to get tougher and tougher. So I think they'll play well tonight.
And for them, 4 games already in the books. This will be their 5th. They've still got a bye coming up, so you get through today, and it's a little bit easier draw for them going forward. Again, as I mentioned, there'll be a full slate of games on. We'll get into some of the other matchups later on, but before we do that, let's meet the teams in tonight's matchup.
Hi, I'm Penny Barker, skip of Team Barker. Our third is Deanna Doig, second Christy Gamble, lead Danielle Szynski, and Coach Merv Bonger. We curl out of the Moose Jaw Ford Curling Center in Moose Jaw. Hi, I'm Amber Holland, skip of Team Holland. Our third is Cindy Ritchie, second Laura Strong, lead Deb Lazinski, coach Travis Brown, and we curl out of the Cali Curling Club in Regina.
And the team's just about set to get underway. They had a draw to the button, of course, as they do in all round robin draws to determine who's got last rock. It was the Holland team, and I didn't see who threw it, but actually covered the pin, so they've got last rock here in the first end of play.
It was Amber that threw it.
Was it Amber that threw it?
Was.
Everybody's got to throw it at least once.
Yes.
So we've got a couple of moments yet before they get underway, so let's turn to look at the standings right now. Sherry Just comes into this draw. She's had a great start. She's off to a 4-0 start. She's on the ice tonight against Robin Silvernagel, the other undefeated team. That game is on sheet D. We'll keep an eye on that, but there will obviously still be one undefeated team when we start play tomorrow. Amber Holland in our feature game starts this evening off at 3-1, and as we mentioned, she's only going to have 3 games left going forward. She's got a bye. For the teams that are playing the 5 games through the end of tonight, they're just happy that they made it through the 3-game day.
Yeah, always a long one. That's one of the advantages. If you're one of the top 3 seeds coming into this, you get a bye on the 3-game day, so you don't have that 3-game day. And in this case, our seedings were Silvernagel 1, Streifel 2, and Anderson 3. So those are the 3 teams that have avoided the 3-game day today. And just to round things off, over on sheet A, we will have Mitchell playing Howard tonight.
Penny Barker and Amber Holland, our feature game on sheet B. On sheet C, it is Chantel Eberly against Kristen Streifel. And the game we already alluded to, the 2 undefeated teams playing on sheet D. That's right in front of our location, Robin Silvernagel and Sherry Just. Sherry Just, of course, giving Kim all kinds of headaches when we have to do the updates because just scored.
It's very difficult, very difficult. I think we're just going to refer to her as her first name from here on in.
Yeah, most of it, I think 10s. I don't know, it's also sad for 15 minutes.
No.
Okay.
So getting us started here, it's Danielle Sasinski. And I believe they called the first one in.
I think we're top 4. It's not moving too much yet. Curling now. Curling really good now.
Well, this is a new sheet of ice for us over here. We haven't seen much of B. We've showed all our games, and we've been watching very carefully on sheet C. So this will be a little bit different. There's a nice tight center guard, and we have some rocks in play. Amber's team going around with the intern.
It's all right.
The intern for now,
Line's
anyway,
good.
with Deb throwing, then followed with
Line's
2
good.
lefties.
Stay close.
Yeah, then it gets confusing for us.
7.
Yeah.
Yellow for line. Hard for line. Which good? Hard line. Hard line. Hard line. Hard for line. Hard. That's fine.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Rubs.
Just gets the rub, but enough to still continue curling, and it's probably at least edge to edge on that yet.
Okay. Forward. Yep. Yep.
Called fairly early.
Clean. Clean. Yep. Okay, clean. Clean. Good. Go. Sweet.
Makes the hit. That one does
Yeah.
roll a little bit away from the guard, so
10.
now a chance to hit and roll under, or
Keep it up.
we'll see Amber try to hit and stay right there, stay on the corner, just biting. She does have last rock here in the first end.
Wait, good. Clean. Yep.
You had trouble this afternoon with just scoring. I'm going to have trouble with Danielle Sasinski and Deb Lazinski throwing right one after the other.
Exactly what I was thinking when you said the first time. Oh, how's that for a roll? That's pretty average.
Why don't they let leads hit more often?
Holy cow. Nailed it.
Christy Gamble now in the hacks, looking to make the run back.
9-5. 9. Close. 9. Yep. Whoa. Hard, yes. Hard, right up. Hard. Okay, it's good. Good job.
And that's a nice shot.
Nice throw. Good.
The raised stone will roll out of the rings, though, and that gives Amber Holland a decision whether she wants to peel the guard to play for the black, or it looks like they're going to play the come around.
This way here, right? So maybe there wasn't a lot of sweeping going this way here.
Yeah.
So 14-2.
Yeah, 14. Yeah, 25 maybe. We won't be getting to the sludge, but
You got it
good stuff. That's in there, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I tried to.
No.
A million times.
And here's the first of the lefties.
Here we go.
Throwing her in turn. Coming round. We have known this ice all, I was going to say all week. It's only been 2
More
days.
extension than ever.
To be relatively quick. The times we've been hearing are 14 and a half.
It's good. Yep,
I did hear 14.2 here, so they're thinking it's maybe not quite there yet.
Hard for line.
And certainly quick enough.
Hard line.
We haven't seen a lot of sheet B yet either.
No,
We've
we
seen
haven't.
a few ends of a couple of games, but there's certainly a lot of movement on that stone. We've seen those 4-foot lines on sheet C in particular. We've seen mostly tracks down that 4-foot line. That got across it pretty early.
Pull back. Yeah, I didn't pull back. Got room. Room. Guys, running. I think we're good. Running. Running. Close. Room. Okay. Room.
We gotta go wait too.
It's curling
Yeah,
ice now.
finish. It's good. Nice shot.
That's another good shot by Christy.
Christy Gamble pulls that draw into the corner of the button. Sits shot rock, and there you can see it got half around the guard.
I feel to roll in.
Calling the roll, yeah. You got it.
Can we?
10.
Amber Holland looking for the hit and roll off the guard. I don't think she's worried about the double in the house, but she'd like to get the shooter into the rings.
Room, whoa, whoa, whoa.
You did little 9-5. 9-5.
Clean. Yep.
Makes the hit,
There you go.
Amber.
and will get the shooter to bite the top of the 12-foot.
Nicely done.
Line 5. Okay.
That's the thing with last rock. The Holland team makes it very difficult for Penny Barker to ignore this stone, and at the same time, it's going to be real tough for her to get inside of that enough to get into the rings. So Amber Holland will be back in a situation where she could at least get the blank, and she may have a chance to hit and roll behind the corner. First things first, Deanna Doyle's got to get by the front one. Good job by the brushers. Just got by.
Yeah, you hate to touch that one and push it into the rings.
I think you go the big roll. Okay. 10.
A few rocks behind the tee line over on sheet number 1.
Good.
Good. Weight's good.
Clean.
Clean. Clean. Clean.
Close. Clean.
Cindy Ricci looking for the hit and the big roll.
Yep. Yep. Just stay here. Yep.
Plan B is they
That's
realize
fine.
they're not going to get across the face enough for that.
Good, Cindy.
Nice weight, Sin. 10. 10.
Penny Barker looking for the hit over here. Keeping the play away from that corner right now.
Don't think she'll go for the big roll. I saw her look out of the corner of her eye, but
Hey, whoa. Easy.
if you played for that big roll now, you'd be behind the tee line, and
Danielle.
Amber Holland would
Yep.
Play the come around, try to get her
You got
juice
it. You
yet.
got it. You got it. Good sweep. 10-5. Good sweep.
she rolls just a little bit to the outside.
It's good.
Called and executed.
Same weight's good.
Sit right there. There we go.
Good. Clean.
Clean, Laura.
10-2.
Clean.
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 Yep,
Yep.
little. Clean. clean, just clean. Good, very nice.
Cindy Ricci
job,
makes
Cindy.
the hit, stays
Nice
right
throws.
there.
Okay. Were you there?
Yeah.
Penny playing the open hit, looking to sit around out here to keep the play over here.
10.
You know, you look at these open hits and you think they're fairly routine, and to a certain extent they are, but every once in a while in the first end you'll see a rollout. Well, that would be dangerous right now with 2 corner guards sitting over there, especially when one of them so tight to the rings belonged to Holland.
Yep.
You roll out here, it gives Amber Holland a chance to go on the offensive here and perhaps get 2. She might be able to split that rock and even have a chance to bring 3 into play. She wouldn't want to do that until her last one.
10.
Clean.
Yep.
Yep. Hard, right to it, right to it. That's good.
Penny Barker makes the hit, rolls to the back corner of the button.
I think this. Okay. There's back behind and then.
I think Amber would be quite happy to roll to the open side and get a chance to blank this end.
You got it.
As she said, the roll behind puts her behind the tee line.
Okay, Deb's wait.
Okay.
10, sorry?
Yeah.
Okay.
And your way back.
Yep, you bet.
Good.
Weight's good. Clean.
Yeah. Clean. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta go. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. Sorry, guys.
Good. Okay.
Well, makes the hit,
I think it was
stays right
going the wrong
there.
way.
Might as well try.
And I think you'll see Penny Barker try to make that roll behind just to get the force.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And then we can just sweep for that roll.
Okay.
Okay, try to go under.
For those of you who might have been with us this afternoon, Kim and I were having a little fun with some of the signals that the teams use. I just saw Deanna signal down to the front end to let them know the weight that was coming here, and I think that was the one you said was the bursitis acting up. She touched her elbow.
Exactly. Sounding close to the roll.
Danielle, go!
Now they're looking to get some extra curl. Needs to get across the face a little bit to get that roll in behind cover.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
But it'll be a nose hit, so an opportunity for Amber Holland to try to hit and roll out and blank this opening end. Those 2 tight guards off on the corner didn't end up coming into play.
Yeah, they kept the play away from them all end.
Heel.
Laura.
A little bit of a jiggle.
Not usually the indication of a really solid slide.
Clean. Clean.
Rushers picked it up early, but now the call of clean goes out. Just
Good.
needs to make that stone go away. Roller shooter out of the rings. No problem after the oh boy.
Not what
Gets
we
the
think
blank
of,
end,
Lauren.
and Amber Holland will keep last rock into end number 2.
Dream big in full color with Apple and SaskTel on Saskatchewan's favorite networks.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, we'll keep tabs on all of the games here in this all-important draw number 5. Here is our first update, Kim.
Yes, over on sheet A, we have Mitchell playing Howard. Howard looks at 3 Mitchell stones, has a nose hit on the side of the 4-foot for her 1 point, and she sticks it. Make that score 1-0 Howard. This is our feature game, Barker versus Holland, and we saw the blank end. Moving over to sheet C, we have Eberly against Streifel. After a double by Eberly on her last shot, Streifel faces 4 Eberly counters and needed a cold draw. Sweepers take it right to the 4-foot for the single point, make that score 1-0 for Streifel. And over on sheet D, Silvernagel against Sherry Just, facing 2 Silvernagel biters. That's hard to say. Sherry Just draws for her 1 point, make that score 1-0 for Sherry Just.
And again, to be clear, you're saying Sherry just draws for her 1 point?
I know,
okay.
I know.
Well, we've got some guards in play here to start this second end of play. Center guard was thrown, and then we see the corner thrown.
Nice. 7. Gonna have to go, Christy. Christy. Literally. Okay, well.
Weight's not bad.
Yeah, gotta go.
Gotta go for line. Gotta go for line. Weight's not bad.
Okay, whoa. We need a little rub.
Danielle Sasinski looking to come around. You heard them say they needed the rub. That might have been through if it doesn't rub that guard.
Yeah, that was through.
It's close.
There's the confirmation.
We have hammer.
I don't know.
I know.
I like that.
Okay.
There, here.
Your weight was good.
I don't mind this.
You think? That kissed off pretty big. I think it would have been a bit
It
deep.
would have been deep if that rock maybe just girls.
Okay.
Let's go.
So Amber's team electing to go around the center guards.
Room.
You got lots of room.
Weight's good. Not up.
Gotta go. Hey. Gotta go. You got lots of line. Lots of line. Lots of line. Gotta go for weight, Kate. Go then. Yep.
As that stone starts to cross that 4-foot line, you can see a lot of curl now, but that might be partly because it comes up just a little bit short.
Yeah.
That's a little more than mine. Yeah.
Front of that house getting a little more congested now than I'm sure Amber Holland would like to see. Christy Gamble looking to make the come around.
Yeah, line's tight. Line's a bit tight. Gotta keep going. Yep. Hard line. Hard line. Yes. Hard. Hard line. You got it. Hard. Keep going. Okay, we're rubbing off. Leave it high.
And once again, they just rubbed the guard on the way
Yeah.
by.
Okay.
We're definitely seeing some movement on this sheet, more so than we saw, I think, on sheet
Yeah, it is.
C.
Yeah. We could hit and roll in.
Can we roll in off that one?
I'd
But
say
getting a
so.
little
I-
messy
Yes,
out
that
front.
way.
Amber's saying a little too messy. Choosing to peel,
You got this. Let's go.
maybe even double peel.
No.
Double touch. Jeez.
Laura Strong with a big weight here.
I'm up in it.
Catches the first
Okay.
one and will just touch the second one and
Sorry, Amber.
put it into the rings. Amber's got to go chase a rock onto the next sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess a little bit less.
So Chrissy's second stone coming down now.
Line's good.
Looking for the guard.
Yeah.
2. Just a 2. Just halfway. Let it stop. Just halfway. Whoa.
Just a 2.
Okay.
Coming to the sign. Viterra sign.
Right here. Right here.
Girl, Viterra
Yep.
sign.
Yep. A little bit. Okay, that's good.
Might have come a little deeper than what they had in mind.
Yeah, I
But
think you played that.
the overlap, there's nothing she could jam onto anything in the ring. She could play the double peel on the guards. She can't get any of the ones in the ring at the same time.
Laura Strong now.
If she hits this just right, does she bring the yellow one off the other yellow and into the rings?
Close.
Really hard.
Oh, overcurled on that one and actually drives it by the red. That doesn't gain anything for them.
Yeah, not so good.
Big advantage here in end number 2 for Penny Barker.
Looking at coming around partially the one in the top 12. Get a good look now how much this curls.
Well, it's a really nice situation for Barker's team when they don't have last rock. You've got the, what is the outturn side for most of the players on the sheet. The outturn side is pretty much gone. There's 3 guards over there already, so if you could tuck one around from the intern side, Amber Holland's not going to have
Just to the side.
access to shot
We're
rock.
there. We're past.
that's
we're
right.
past.
And this is over curling on them, and maybe a little bit light, so they're just going to look to make another guard out of it.
Okay, that's fine. Stop it.
Now, Amber's looking at now coming around. Can't peel all 4 of those,
Should be on the
so
nice path here.
best get back there.
Ten's close.
I'd say so out here, hey?
Okay. Follow the tee, let's go.
Yeah, you bet. Right to the rim.
On its own?
Mine's pretty good.
8, 9.
Bit big.
Go then. Maybe 10.
We go the back,
To the back
one?
one.
We gotta go the back one.
Yeah.
We need it.
Yep. Yes. Yes.
Looking a little heavy here.
Gotta
Okay,
go
that,
that.
yeah, I was gonna say, it's not even curling for that.
I'd say a lot heavy. That's just about half weight.
This is shot. Like the hit.
Okay.
Sometimes, Sean, you have to be a little more delicate.
10.
Well, but I mean, we talked about it once in a game this afternoon where somebody had called for the guard and put it at the back 4. That's a long ways off, and you don't expect that by draw 5. However, good alertness from the brushers there, knowing that they had to come to that back one.
Clean. Clean. Yes.
Yep.
Clean. 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 It's clean. It's good. Good job. Honey.
So back to the same call now.
Okay.
Coming around that one in the 12 foot.
We're just drawing, right? We're not hitting that rock? Okay.
Let's go. Yep.
It's a lot less.
Line's a little tight.
Still good.
Little
It's
tight
okay.
line. Easy.
Yeah, there.
Line
Where are
only.
ya?
Line
Back
only.
8, back 8.
We're back.
I did hear a lot less from
Starting
the
to curl
sweepers.
now.
It's still
Still
sliding.
needs to move though.
It looks like it's still plenty.
Can I get away with saying a lot less is still back 8?
Yeah, yep, go, yep, go, 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 go. Keep going. That's good. Good.
Shot rock, though.
Yeah, it's actually not a terrible spot to put it.
14.5.
Yeah, so at least around there. It's got like crazy quick, but it's a 15.
Yeah.
Did you get that one by chance?
Touch mark, no.
Are we shot?
I'm thinking it's 15.
Yeah.
I think the front end's going to be surprised when Penny gets down.
Are we shot?
No, you're not.
No, we're not. Okay, go for it. Okay. Yeah. What do you think for weight? 15. Sounds good. Just give me a touch less. Yeah.
So they are talking of the number 15 for the weight here.
Yeah, that's
It's fast.
it's getting fast already in end number 2.
Yep.
Gonna have to go. Gotta go for weight.
Lots of room. Line's really good. 4. Golden, hard. Hard line. Line's great, guys, hard. Hard, you got it, hard. Hard line.
It's got lots of room by the guard, but the Brushers were more worried about the weight on this. It's got to be shot rock. That's that little difference in the weight.
Okay.
A little bit light there as opposed to one just thrown by Cindy Ricci. And she gets the extra curl, ends up on her own stone in the 12-foot.
Yeah, I think so, Hank. It'll be nice. You got it.
I think we're still shot at the back, hey?
Okay.
So gives Amber a chance now for this
15-8
come
is
around.
in the top of the house. 15-5.
For the little bit of the mess or trouble they were in. Amber now has a chance to sit too. Pretty nice.
Line.
She certainly wants to stay on top of the tee line with this one.
So do you want my draw to the button weight or leaving a little less than that?
Touch less, you were thinking? Yeah, less. Yeah.
Draw to the button weight there she's talking about is that pre-game draw that she threw. This was the same path, I believe.
Not bad.
Keep it clean.
Leave it really good.
Line only.
Line's
really good.
Line's good. Stay close. Line's good. Line's good. 5. Yeah. Line's good. Line's good. Line's good. Top 4. Close. Not top 4. Top 8. Not deep. Not deep. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
Nice line,
Okay.
but a little deep.
Didn't get by that guard by much.
We had
Well, and,
Yeah, I
and
know,
you
but-
know, it fooled them. Even at the inside the hog line, they were calling top 4. And it just kept on sliding.
Yep,
15.
yeah, it's fast, that's for sure.
You know, if you knew it was going to be that far back, you might have been better off to bring it all the way back to the yellow. And I say that because
We did sweep it.
if
Okay.
Penny
Got
Barker then
15-3
comes right
on
down
that.
to it,
Okay.
the double would be there off the red
Probably
that's wide
good.
open.
Yeah.
Right now, if she freezes to it, the stone she's freezing with would be higher and behind cover, so you wouldn't have a double.
Yeah, all you'd have is your draw for one.
But again, inside the hog line, they still thought that rock was going to stop in front
Yeah,
of the
they
tee line,
sure
and
did.
it just kept sliding.
Yeah, it's quick, that's for sure. Sweepers can make a huge difference out here as well.
So I'm trying to think, I'm losing count. How many rocks in a row have we seen down this path now? This is probably the slickest path on the sheet right now.
Gotta go. About the same. Hard then, hard. Line's really good. Hard, guys, hard.
Well, about the same won't be good. It's looking like it's got a little more, quite a bit more actually.
Gonna freeze it.
There's a good shot.
Sits right on top of the yellow.
Good sweep.
So Amber Holland, no choice but to try to draw down to that one. Needs to get to the face.
All right.
Just barely has room to get to the inside. There's a good look at it.
Yeah.
But we've seen 3 rocks in a row down that path.
You need to curl to them.
4, I guess.
Yeah, you bet. Is this same ice?
Counting the one of Cindy's that's deep, and they all
looks like a touch
will
harder
get to
than
that
but-
spot.
That's good.
I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay, here we go.
Actually, give me a little lesson.
Similar?
Just a
Little
pinch
more.
more.
No,
Pinch
off.
more.
No, off.
like a lot.
Don't even look at it.
Don't even make eye contact.
I think Amber thinks she's heavy. And
Well, the line's
where the
not so
sweepers
good
are
either.
standing, I think they agree.
Okay, Amber.
This will slide through the port and out the back. It will be a steal of 1 for Penny Barker. She takes a 1-0 lead. Amber Holland will have last rock in the
Okay.
third.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
The internet's constantly expanding, but you can keep up with unlimited internet. So whatever you like to watch, stream, upload, and share, do it all with unlimited internet from SaskTel.
Welcome back, everyone. We've promised again to keep you up to date with all of the action here in Draw 5, so let's go to another update. Kim, what have you got?
Well, Sheet A, Mitchell versus Howard. Howard makes a delicate hit on a shot rock to force Mitchell to look at 4 rocks, all grouped around the back of the 8-foot. And Mitchell makes her draw to grab a single point, make that score tied 1-1. This is our feature sheet over here on Sheet B, and we just saw the steal of a point by Penny Barker, make that score 2-0 for Barker over Holland. Over here on Sheet C, we have Eberly Streifel. In some trouble early, Streifel's third, Jolene Campbell, fires off a triple takeout to make it a 1-rock end. And this set up the blank attempt for Eberly, and she makes it, make that score 1-0. And over on Sheet D, Silvernagel against Sherry Just is a wide open end, and Silvernagel makes her blank on a rock hanging on just in the back of the 12-foot. Make that score 1-0 for Sherry Just.
So in our feature game, the center guard was thrown up by Danielle Sosinski. Then Deb Blazinski makes the come around, and now Danielle Sosinski is going to attempt to come around and sit on the corner of that rock.
I think it's a hair more.
Very well done.
There'll be one more ski rock after that. I think it's a little easier for me.
Sexy behind it, yep. Yep. Hard, yep. Hard.
And going around it all.
Yeah,
Sorry, guys.
an audible, they go to plan B.
Not too bad.
Let's do it, it's good.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well.
Even if we tap off ours.
Same on this side?
Huh?
Same on this side?
Should be similar.
I think so.
Line's good.
Weight's good. On its own right now.
Okay, small tap. Close.
Still tapping.
Tapping it.
Back 8. Back 12.
No.
Sounding a little heavy here.
Well, and they take the tap, but it's got a curl to make contact with that stone. It just gets a little bit of rub off it, pushes it all the way in behind, and the shooter rolls behind it a little bit. Deb won't be happy with that one.
Well, I think you can see that by her reaction there. So Penny Barker, they'll be looking to roll. They don't want to sit there, set up the double for that one that's fully buried.
Yeah, she's likely got to roll away. I don't think she can roll underneath her own. She'd touch
I agree.
Yep. Hard. Need a roll.
As they're saying need a roll, but
10.
doesn't
No.
quite happen.
You can need it all you want. You're not going to get it when you hit it on the nose.
Sometimes you can talk them into it.
9. I think we come across it. Who got it?
There you can see the minimal amount of ice on the 4-foot line.
Little soft.
Close. Yep. Gotta go.
Yep. Whoa.
I think we can take from that she wasn't wide.
Whoa.
This is close to the double, though.
Close, though.
Atta girl.
Nicely done.
Makes the hit, nudges the second stone, doesn't get it out of the rings, but when it's that far behind the tee line and you've got last rock, you're okay with that rock being back there. Penny Barker's got a little trouble now.
Yeah.
I like this board. Yeah. Okay.
Playing board weight on the rock they can see maybe 2/3 of. Tough spot though, as you see, not a lot of curl there.
Forward.
Yeah. Close. Close. Whoa, 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 whoa. Right off, right off.
Christy Gamble on the in-turn here.
Danielle, go. Go. Danielle, hard. 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 Hard, hard, hard. Okay. Nice.
Hard. Hard.
Boy, it takes a long time to climb over that 4-foot line.
Yeah, sure does.
She's able to get the shot stone out, but her shooter rolls out of play, and that leaves, I believe, the red stone at the back of the 8-foot sitting shot rock right now, but it's open. Chance for Amber Holland to make the hit and roll on that, and then the shot rock will be that yellow stone that's dead buried at the top of the 8-foot.
Yeah.
Easy,
Penny Barker's team may have to go into that, let's make sure we hold them to 2 mode.
Clean. Easy.
Close.
Clean.
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
Boy, that came across the 4-foot line on that side pretty easily.
Appeared to. I was going to say that let's hold them to 2 mode is always nice when you're the team that's up by 1 or a few.
Yeah. Well, a chance to hit and roll underneath here and make that 2 a little harder. Laura Strong had been looking to roll away. That crossed on this side. It crossed the 4-foot line pretty quick. 2 sides of this sheet might not be quite the same. Here's another one curling early. They're going to have to go to get by the stone at the top of the 8-foot. Gets by and does make the hit, but she'll roll for second shot.
Okay. 10.5's good.
Amber Holland going to look to hit that. Now here's the thing. You've got last rock here. You've got shot rock at the top of the 8-foot. You'd actually love to freeze to that stone. But how do you get there with the center guard there?
Good.
10.5. Clean. Clean.
Clean.
Yep. Clean. Yep. Yeah, little. Yeah. Good.
Really nice.
Nice shot.
Yeah.
It is high enough, though. I think if Deanna Doig can make the roll behind cover, she would still be shot rock. It'll be at the very back of the 4-foot, but I think it would still be biting for.
10. Solid.
Danielle.
Danielle, go. Okay.
Trying to sweep for some extra curl. Now that was a little outside the 4-foot line,
Same
but
weight's good.
early on here, this is the third end. I'm starting to wonder if we've got a little bit of it in the 2 sides as to what that 4-foot line will do. Certainly doesn't want to cross it on this side, and we saw 2 in a row really curl hard on the other side. Of course, that's the same direction that they were playing all the draws coming home, and they were having no trouble burying those.
Yeah, those were curling.
Pulling it back.
Yep, right to it. Yeah, stay on it. Go.
Holy cow.
Yeah,
You brought that one back.
Yeah. I almost was going to tell you to go off and go away with
Yeah.
her.
That'd be nice.
Amber. That's okay.
Got the job done.
I was thinking the 10.
No diagrams on the scorecard.
Does leave a chance for a very short roll to get in behind cover now for Penny Barker, and definitely would be shot rock now.
Yeah, for sure. Get them out of a little bit of trouble here.
Well, not only get them out of trouble, but put some pressure on Amber Holland. There's not going to be a large scoring area if she makes this roll.
10.5.
I think she'll be catching, grab a piece of the back of the button here.
Touch more. Yeah.
We haven't talked yet this week about all the pre-shot routines that we see. And Penny Barker, we've seen her for a number of years. Her routine never changes. It's clean the rock with one sleeve, clean it with the other sleeve, clean the ice with a sleeve,
Yeah.
stand, line it up.
Yeah. The other one that's always been the same too is Amber.
Amber's the same.
Yeah.
A number of them are the same, but some of the mannerisms are...
Anything.
Go, Christy. Go.
There's a nice shot.
Great shot.
Yep. Yeah. Or we're not gonna
Try the run. We can try the run now, I guess.
Yep.
But
You open it up at least.
sides, but that's tough. Yeah, I don't like that.
No.
It's either straight peel or the actual run.
Okay. I think we should try the run.
Okay.
There are your options. Straight peel or the run. Cindy says, let's play the run.
It's easier. I don't know if it matters. Gotta hit a hair.
6 of one, half dozen of another, I think, here. Not sure one's easier than the other.
Should curl a little bit this way. Okay. Alrighty. Try the run, I guess.
Yeah. Let's go.
You can peel
Yeah.
a bit.
Nose?
Just a hair high. Okay.
Heel.
Whoa. Close. No. Yep. Yeah, peel it off.
They're going straight peel now. They don't
Yeah.
want to run it back and just pick their own out.
Okay. Okay.
It's not a bad result. It pretty much forces Penny Barker to throw a guard. And if she
Yeah.
makes it perfect, you've now got the angle run-in available for 2.
Line's most
Yeah,
important
she
here.
left herself an
Yeah.
option. Because you certainly,
up.
this guard as mage can't outdraw it.
No. And you won't
You'd-
probably want to run it in when you're running in the opposition stone
Exactly.
onto one of yours.
Want to run your own color
Yeah.
in.
14-8. 14-8. 14-8.
And you see Cindy and Amber, I think they're already lining that up.
The corner, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Yeah.
pretty much all she's going to have.
Yeah, this guard doesn't even have to perfectly line up as long as she's covering enough that you can't get to the face of the yellow.
Line's
She won't have a shot in the middle.
Yeah, that's right.
Needs to curl.
No, it's out for a long way. They've switched the sweep early, try to get some extra curl.
Go.
Curling now.
Hard. All the way,
Across the line.
All the way,
Just across.
Good sweep.
Okay, that's good.
It's going to split that center, and that should be enough that
Yeah.
there's
should
nothing
do it.
available in the middle.
Oh, for sure.
Third is probably close.
Yeah, a little less than a third.
Yeah.
A smidge.
Yeah. Thin third, thick quarter.
Yeah.
I think I'll just give you 9 here. Or do you like 9 or do you want PO?
I think 9.
Maybe a bit more. Yeah. A little more. Okay, give me 9. 9? Yeah.
They already had it lined up. They knew what they were going to play. The only
Yeah.
question was how much weight to play, and really you could throw it with whatever you want. You could throw peel at it, although you'd like to stick it, but
Yeah,
you
whatever
don't even
you're
have to kill
comfortable.
that stone. If you hit it right, you just have to get it out of the 8-foot. So you could
Yeah.
you could make this a bumper if you wanted to. The problem with that is you've got to go so wide with the broom.
Yeah.
This is a path they should have an
They should
idea.
know. Yeah.
No. Close.
And this is not doing anything though.
No.
And it'll go a little thin
Okay.
onto her own, but not able to spin anything into that button area. So it's another steal of 1 for Penny Barker. She takes a 2-0 lead. Amber Holland continues to have last rock.
Okay, actually, but
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Totally my first. Okay, I'm very excited. Don't worry, we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna practice, and then we're gonna actually play a game.
really? Awesome.
Could be even better.
Want to try it and have some fun? Hurry hard to your local curling center or visit CurlSask.ca to find a curling center near you.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, all of the games into the fourth end of play. Let's once again update all of the scores here in Draw 5. Kim?
On sheet A, this is our Mitchell-Howard game. Howard is looking at 3 Mitchell stones. Howard hits and sticks for the single. Over on sheet C, Eberly-Streifel. Eberly has a chance to draw the 8-foot for 2 points, but is heavy. Only gets a single point. Make that score 1-1. Over to sheet D now. Silvernagel against Sherry Just with only 1 lone corner guard practically at the boards. Not too much for Silvernagel to work with, and as a result, she settles for a blank end. Score remains 1-0 for Sherry Just.
Was that only 1 corner guard or just one corner guard? It's okay if I've got to go back and forth from Danielle Sosinski to Deb Lazinski for the whole end. You've got to deal with Sherry Just and Just and Just and Just.
Yeah. Sorry, Sean, can you explain to me how those rocks got to the back of the rings there? I didn't see that.
Walk it over, Cindy, if you can. Keep it going. Right to the Amber's broom.
I don't think any of them got there on purpose.
All right, well, now we see the corner guard. With the 5 rock rule, Penny can't do anything about it, so looking to go around, choke it off.
Christy Gamble with the outturn draw here.
Where are we?
I don't want to go. 3, 4.
Okay, that's where you want it. Good. Take a look. Just a 4. We got room. Stop. Running. Running. Deanna in. Running. Just a 4, guys. We got to go to tech a little bit. Yep. Hard. Keep going. Okay.
Nice weight, but didn't get the line they were looking for to get behind the corner guard. And this is the third end in a row we're seeing a little bit of, as we're looking at it there, that right to left, not curling as much as the left to right.
Yeah, certainly leaves enough that Laura can make the hit and roll or flop behind that corner. Sounding close.
Yep. No roll.
Well, certainly curled that time and actually rolls past the guard.
Yeah, they lost that one.
Shoot.
But you know, when you've got last rock, that's not a horrible roll when you roll out past the guard like that. No matter what she does with this, you're going to have a chance to come around your corner guard.
Comes up here, I think.
In fact, if you're Penny Barker here with Christy Gamble throwing, I don't know if you even want to roll in behind that corner. You'll be probably right at the tee line behind the corner guard. You'll see a freeze attempt. You do want to stay, and she does that.
You like that?
I like this if I go Barry.
I'm amazed they're not just drawing.
I think
I
that's
will.
what the call is going to be.
Okay.
15 to tee.
You've got last rock here. You've got a corner guard. You can't worry too much about rocks on the edge of the 12-foot stealing on you, so take your chance to get the deuce started.
Got a better room? 5-6.
Probably on its own.
5-6. Line's great.
Yeah, line. Yes.
Waist good.
Hard line.
All you. Just you. Line's great.
Too many people yelling.
I don't know why
Whoa,
she's
Cindy.
calling you for
I
line.
know.
No. Top
I know.
line's here.
It's fine.
Hair deep, but Line's perfect.
Yeah, and that's, you hear Amber talking about a little bit too much yelling for line. It had plenty of room coming by.
Yeah.
Now, we haven't talked about this with the left-handers, and I do pick on them a little bit, but there has been a theory for a number of years, and I believe in it, that most people's in-turn will curl a little more than their out-turn. And in this particular end, that could pay big dividends for Amber Holland. She's got 4 left-handed rocks coming in a row to try to come around that stone from what would be their in-turn, and then Barker's team has to follow it with their out-turn.
Yeah. And what's the logic or the reasoning behind that curling more? Coming from the other hack? Coming from a bit of a different angle?
Well, it's because what we found over the years, or what the researchers have found, is that as much as we think we throw off the middle of our body, we don't so much. We throw off of our throwing hand eye, not the shoulder, but the eye, so a little bit off center. So your out turn might be a little bit straighter. We maybe have a tendency to flare it, as we call it, ever so slightly, or perhaps get the in-turn going just a little bit.
Yeah, it does curl. Yeah, I was okay. Give it a chance. Let's go.
I can remember watching a Briar, and the one that I can specifically think of that was a big one when it was Glenn Howard, and he had Richard Hart playing third for him in one of the first incarnations of that team. And they were playing in a Briar one time, and not only does Richard Hart in-turn curl more than most, but of course he's left-handed, and he had a rock that actually was a bit of a cutter, and they were using that stone, and he comes around on one, and they come down, and they're just giggling. They said that's almost like cheating, because the right-handers cannot follow that stone.
Shoot, well, Amber had a chance here to put that one up on top of the tee line and
you like just board? Okay.
really get there, but came a little deep here and bumped it into the open. So Deanna Doig throwing now.
Board. Whoa. Might be a little hot. Close. Board. Christy, you gotta go. Yeah, we're 10. We're 10.
A little more weight than what they planned on throwing.
Okay. Okay. It's fine. What was it?
Makes the hit, rolls towards their other stone, and
10.
Amber Holland really has a choice. She could play for the double, they could play for the hit and roll in front, which is I think what they've opted for.
What'd she ask for?
10. Close. Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard. Hard.
Cindy makes the hit, not able to roll on top of that stone, but sitting where it is, it's hard for Penny to make the roll back the other direction, which is what she just indicated. She sure doesn't want to jam this on her own.
I'm not sure you can.
Yeah.
I don't mind if we roll a little here. She makes a double. We might have a double back.
Yeah. She wants to play the hit flop. Yeah, and then I think so. I guess she's still gonna have that. So you almost want to roll all the way there.
You just don't want to leave her, as Penny says, the double and the roll.
10. Okay. Yeah, you do have to get a bit of a flop over.
Okay, let's do it.
If he knows, then you get the double and the roll.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
10.
10. A little left.
Can't tell for sure who it was, but I think that came from the front end, thinking,
Swapping.
good thinking that it hits it right on the nose. Might leave the double and the roll behind the corner guard. So you do have to get a little bit of a roll here. There's going to be a double no matter what you do. You can't not leave a double for Amber Holland on this shot.
I'm just laughing because I just said that. That shows you never listen to anything I say.
I try to avoid it.
Typical man.
Well, I was listening to the team. Give me some credit.
10. No. 10-5. No. 10-5.
Close.
Yep.
Danielle.
Oh.
No, Christy.
Oh, rolling a hair too
It's
far.
going a little too far, and it sounds like that spot actually fooled them because they did call for the sweep to hold it straight, and then made a quick change to get the curl. So that spot maybe tricking them a little bit there.
So Amber looking to just sit and hit sit 2 here.
Yeah. Are you surprised at all on this, Kim?
What were you thinking she would do?
Hey, 3's to it, and 3's in play.
You can, but you know what? She might be fine taking her 2 as well. This is basically a sure 2. Hit and roll to the nose, flop a little to the outside. Pretty much got your 2.
It's good.
Wait's nice.
Real good.
Queen. Queen. Queen.
Yep.
Yep. Yes. 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 Hard. Hard.
Laura? Yep. Good job. Are we missing
Makes the hit, stays right there. Now is the double available.
Looks pretty flat. Don't have to bump it too far, though.
The double might be there. Looks like she said.
No, I don't think so.
Motioned it. Well, then might as well go for it.
Yeah.
Looks like they're playing it, and they're playing it across face,
I don't
so
think
they
it's
get
going to
the
move much. So.
No, I don't think so.
flatter option coming across.
This
Even
will
if
be
they don't make the double, they got the stopper over there as well, which is going to be behind
Really
the corner.
flat roll. Try to knock that over.
It is a flat roll, that's for sure. Looks like they're playing pretty firm. I think that was the universal symbol for lots of weight when you kind of touch the top of your head up there.
That's actually the difference between the women and the men.
Men
The
don't
men-
use that signal.
Well, no, men use the signal, but they will actually touch the top of their head. Deanna didn't want to mess her hair, so she
Oh,
actually
I see.
touches just fakes, pantomimes the touch just above her head.
Close.
Yes!
Whoa.
Yes!
Whoa.
Well, if it
Conflicting
meant big
calls
weight,
here.
that's what she threw.
Danielle. Hard. Go, go,
Got
go,
the
go,
hit
go,
now.
go,
How
go.
far will it roll?
Okay.
Didn't have to curl up a whole
Yeah,
lot more.
She was close. It had the right angle coming off.
So gives Amber a hit for 2 here.
A chance to get back to even.
That was good.
That was great weight.
Yep. Here we go.
Amber Holland with her final stone here in the 4th end. Needs a hit and stays somewhere at least 8 foot.
Yep. Right to it.
Picked up the deuce.
Really nice roll. Good brush, you guys.
Brushes on this all the way in. She will hit right on the nose. Stays at the corner of the button. Does pick up her 2 points. We're all tied up after 4 ends. Penny Barker will have last rock when we come back for the 5th.
Yeah. It's really nice.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
Dream big in full color with Apple and SaskTel on Saskatchewan's favorite networks.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, all these games playing along at a pretty brisk pace, all into the 5th end. And
3rd game of the day. Everybody playing quickly.
they've got supper plans.
They might have eaten before. Sheet A, Mitchell Howard. Howard makes a cross-house double on her last shot to force the blank attempt from Mitchell. And Jessica noses the shot for a single point. Ties that game up 2-2. Sheet C, Everly Streifel. Eberle's team set up the center guards, but it was Streiffel's team that took advantage of them. Even though Eberle makes a double on her last shot, Streifel makes an open draw to the rings for 3 points. Score over there is 4-1 for Streifel over Eberle. Sheet D, Silvernagel against Sherry Just. On her last shot, Sherry makes a big running double to stave off giving up a possible 2, and that means Silvernagel has a draw against 3 in the 12-foot. However, the draw is a bit deep and gives up a steal of 1, so the score there now is 2-0 for Sherry Just over Silvernagel. That's a battle of our undefeated teams over there, by the way, on Sheet D.
Hard, guys, hard. Keep it moving. Yep,
Back to our feature game. Also tied at 2.
Well, I just find it interesting that we're getting into draw 5 now. Everybody's got at least 3 games under their belt coming into this draw. A couple of teams already have played 4. And we've got tight scores all the way across tonight.
Yeah, we've got some good games happening across the board. And lots of Roxham play as you look across the sheets as well.
Hard line.
7.
Hard line. Hard.
5.
Yep, stay on it. Yep, stay on it.
Coming right down.
As you mentioned, it's just the top 3 seeds that get a bye today. All 6 of the other ones, they're playing their 3rd game today.
Yes, they are.
It's a long day. 3rd game of the day for us as well. It's been a long day.
It's a long day.
We're pretty comfortable where we are. Some days the cold, or some years the cold gets to you a bit. It's a bit nippy outside. That wind chill really hits you hard when you go outside. But I think Carrie and Terry over to our left, they both got the heated jackets on. I know Susan has had hers in the past once in a while. I haven't told you yet. I don't think I mentioned that I was doing some online shopping this summer. Found the heating pads that you can get to sew into your own jacket to make it a heated jacket. So I've got some of those going as well. And then it just plugs into a power bank. Just any old power bank plugs in, gets the power from that. The power bank I'm using actually has the power to boost your car. So if at any point in time you think you smell barbecue,
we're good to go.
That might just be me. But I'm warm.
Yeah, actually it's not bad out here at all. We're sitting right out on the ice surface, and temperature's very pleasant.
Where is that?
Back 8.
Temperatures are pleasant for us, but we've had a couple of the spectators who walk by and they're on their way out to the aluminum bleachers, and they pass by and they feel the heat coming off the little portable heater that we've got, and they say that we're cheating.
We are cheating a little bit.
I've been told more than once that we're cheating. I tell you, the guys that really wish they could cheat like that, and they can't because they're right by the ice surface, is the officials. And I've said since I started doing this, you gain a new appreciation for those on-ice officials, the volunteers, because they're in that same boat. They're sitting still for, even the sheet observers, they sit still for 15 minutes at a time before they get to make any kind of a walk at all. And you get cold out there.
Yeah, you sure do. And it's all a volunteer position, and we're certainly thankful. And we thank them for their time.
Well, a nice corner freeze there.
To it, tap it a bit. What do you think about Kate? Do we clear the front?
Penny Barker worrying about the stone in the rings. Hack-in players want to open up the front.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with either call. You do have the 2 stones in the rings. You'd like to bring them back into play, but it's still early. You certainly don't like that overlap guard at the top.
Right.
Christy Gamble looking to make the double peel here. I think it goes by the ones at the back. We'll find out in just a couple of seconds here. Makes the hit. Does go well by everything behind, but a little more solid on the peel than they would have liked. They've left a guard.
Yeah.
I left 2 guards out there. Not overlapped anymore.
Definitely don't want to set up a double is the only thing.
No,
I almost like to tap
down. It's frozen. Same ice.
Okay. Great.
Okay, spot. That's good. Top 4.
You got it.
Bit more line.
Get a bit
less weight.
Little extra line.
A little bit more line.
Weight's good. Let it work if you can.
Now you've got the lefties throwing their out turn this time.
Full 4, yeah, line now. Hard line. Line's good. Full 4. Let it go.
Go, Sarah.
Yep, keep coming. Keep hard jab.
Yeah, keep going.
Hard
Keep
depth.
going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Very nice.
Really nice shot there by Laura
Very
Strong.
well
Brings
done.
that into the corner of the forefoot. Now sits 2.
You gotta do it again.
Yeah.
Nice shot by Laura.
Nice shot, Laura.
Very
don't-
impressed with Laura, you know. I mean, she plays well, obviously, but she's always such a positive reinforcer
even if
on
you
that
get too
team.
high in the
Nose, even just
Flash it.
crossing's good. Same thing.
So, Christy playing this shot again.
Whoa! Play off the elbow.
We
Go,
slash.
go, go, go. Yeah! Whoa! Oh, no.
Oh,
Just drives it by the stone in the top
Yeah.
12 foot.
what are the odds of that?
Thankfully, she had the big weight on that one, so even when she hits that close to the nose, the shooter, you can see, rolled well out of the way. Those ones always hurt when you just miss the run back and you don't roll out of the way either.
Exactly.
Other games. Just like other games.
Okay. For a guard.
Yep, that'll be fine here. Yep. Put the broom, get to the line, we'll take it from there.
That looks extra soft.
Line's pretty good.
Line's good.
Not heavy. Okay. You need to curl a bit.
Deb,
You gotta go for weight.
Come on, Deb.
Yep.
Come on, Deb. We gotta pull it a long way.
Hard. Come on. Hard. You gotta get it over here. Yeah.
Go,
Hard.
go, go. Keep going, keep going. Push it. Go, 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 go.
I think there's a hole there.
Oh yes, for sure. That rock's wide open.
Can drive a
they-
semi through
They
there.
just did not get the curl on that one. And
Yeah.
I couldn't tell which one of them it was, but somebody said as she let it go that it looked extra soft, I
Yeah,
think was the
that's
way
what
they
I
phrased
heard.
it. And you know, if you've
Just
iced that
high.
guard to be in a
Try to
3
get this
position
one
and you
here.
throw it as a, well,
1.5.
they swept it to a 2, but it was probably
Yeah.
only about a 1, and it just doesn't
Just
travel
high.
far enough
That's
to
right.
curl into the
Kinda
position they were
way.
looking for.
9-5.
You know, if that rock
Hey.
skates another 6 to 8 feet further, it's probably in good line. But
Yeah, right where you need it to be. Yeah, no, you have to ice for exactly what guard you're calling, whether it's a 1, 2, or 3.
Yes.
I'm under it.
Yes. Hard. Keep going. Gotta roll it off, Christy. Roll it off.
well,
Roll it, roll it, roll it.
might not have had the rock covered the way you liked, but
Okay.
Got the
worked
job
well
done.
enough.
Sorry, I
They
couldn't
crashed the
even
guard and actually
put the turn on it.
crashed that guard hard, and it's still in the eyesight if you had a chance to play the red. Of course, chance here for Cindy Ricci to make another guard first, and if she puts this guard in the same place now, there definitely won't be a port.
Better?
Wait as you can. Wait if you
Wait's
can.
nice.
If you can. Wait as you can.
Weight's a bit better.
Yeah.
Weight's better.
2.5.
She's
It's a 3.
out farther.
It's a 3.
Yeah, it's 3. Oh, yeah.
Yep, Deb. Yep, you gotta go.
Yeah, go, Deb.
Hard.
Come on.
Hard.
Gotta pull it. Go, go, go.
Hard. Keep coming.
Hurry.
Go, go, go.
Hurry.
Good.
That's good. Good job.
That's a nice shot.
Good patience.
Good
Atta girl.
Good job.
Brings that stone a little bit tighter. Does get the little bit extra curl you can see there, but I think as long as she had gotten to the inside of that 4-foot line, I don't think there would have been a port.
Yeah,
As it
that's
is,
Three
Penny Barker
quarters.
needs to open up something in the front here. Is she looking for the
Go
double
9.
peel, or is she looking to run this into the rock in
I
the
think
12
she's
foot?
looking at running this, you know,
Running
the
the
peel
one that was
cross.
just
That red
thrown,
one's
yeah.
coming back into the yellows, so.
Can we get a back one?
Rock's still
Sounds like it's
traveling
going by the guard. They're
Yeah.
looking for a plan B now. And fortunate to make contact with the yellow one back there. If that goes by the yellow and just picks out the red, you'd be looking at 2.
Yeah, I can play this.
I don't mind.
You can play the hit.
That's not bad. I
That's
don't mind
true.
that.
Like if we're worried about
That's
the double
true.
run, or we play
Yeah, I
another
like
guard.
that.
For a long guard.
I don't think I moved that.
I don't think she's getting it.
That's true.
Well,
Well, right now she makes the run. It's for 2, right? So why would we
Yeah.
get it?
You guys like this or the guard? Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes your best guard is second shot. I think I've heard that somewhere before.
Probably stayed for second. I think so. Okay. 10 and a half.
I do.
So playing a
Actually,
nose,
if we-
wanting to get second shot here.
The question I want answered is, when you heard that before, was it just in general, or was it right after you tried to throw a guard and it stopped in the 8 foot?
Yeah, you can roll a little. You're
probably
ready.
the
Let's
latter.
stay for second is in the 8 foot. Okay. Here, more.
You know, they made the decision on this just, you know, kind of matter of factly. We could just hit this one, but, you know, she's got to negotiate a port here in a spot that has been a little bit tricky. This is not an easy shot. Nothing out of the brushers yet. She buy the red one? Yes.
Yeah.
She'll make the hit, but rolls just a little bit too far. It sits
Yeah.
third.
Play this.
Okay.
Only thing would be if it jams.
Probably would,
The
but
red combo's tough.
or could, I guess.
The angle's not good. If we can get by the yellow.
Yeah.
that way.
Okay.
So Penny Barker looking at the angle, raise on the yellow guard tightest to the rings. Try to pick shot rock out of the 4 foot. And I think part of what she must be thinking here is even if she doesn't make it, she opens up a draw path on that outturn side. Right now, she's got no...
Shot for 1.
Well, it might curl around there enough that she could get to shot rock, but it's certainly not an easy draw for 1 right now.
Yeah, that's true.
If you can make this and kill both yellow stones, you've still brought 2 into play as well.
Wouldn't that be lovely? Yeah.
Well, that's the
It's
ideal
going in
on a
that
shot like
direction,
this, yeah.
You know?
Penny Barker in a little bit of trouble here in the 5th end, but she does have last rock. Hit this her first stone of the end. Looking for the angle double.
Sounding close with the no.
Makes the hit on the yellow.
Oh, nicely done.
Catches the second stone. That's enough to push it out of the ring. So it is Penny Barker now sitting shot at the top of the 12 foot.
Nice shot, Penny.
Can be back if you're. Yeah. I think button. It'll
And
curl
we're
you
looking
like
at
on the
coming
side,
around
like,
now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It'll, like
Isn't
if
this
anything,
side always just that
you don't
little
want to
bit
be too tight
heavier?
to that, you'll be on the one. Yeah.
It tries to curl more.
Okay.
14.8? Like 14.8?
Okay.
Or 15?
It's lightning fast this way.
Nice shot, Penny.
Yeah, it always is though.
Yeah.
I don't know. You've thrown it. I haven't really thrown it.
I haven't really yet.
Okay. Ready? Yep.
No hesitation from Amber Holland. She's going to look to come around from the outturn side.
Alrighty. So not quite as.
We certainly saw this spot curl a couple of ends ago. I thought she might look at the short run back, the yellow onto the red, but we did see the Barker team have a little bit of trouble making that peel in that direction. That's the treacherous spot for the hits as far as getting the line just right. Nothing out of the brushes. They backed away from this one. It's got a lot of room yet by the guards. They've started to get a little closer, so the weights maybe better than they initially thought.
Come on. Come on, make it good. Come on. Come on. Full 4. Come on. Bite the button. Well done. Thank you.
Jesus. Well, she did that by herself.
Yeah.
14.
Boy, when they backed away from that, I thought she might be a little bit heavy, but she pulls that right into the top button area, and it is well in behind cover. There you can see it. It overburied the long guard.
Probably.
I don't think you can get to it with enough weight to move it through the rings and get 2. You might be able to come down and just tap it back for 1.
You could take the 1 out and give up 2. Right?
I feel like I guess either one. I know.
Yeah, if, whatever you like.
This is a half a rock.
Okay.
Both shots they're looking at are run-ins to try to score 2.
Good either way.
Nice shot, Amber.
Well, one's a run in, one's an in off, I guess.
It's right here, hey? I like this.
And it looks like they're settling on the in off, that stone they're looking at on the right-hand side as we look at it.
Crossing the handle.
Yeah, we can play into it, but
Do you like this way at it?
yeah, I'm fine.
I do.
I'm fine either way.
I like playing this turn, like that.
Okay.
Out turn.
Okay.
Right there.
Okay.
Wow, it's a thin piece that she's got to hit, but you look at where she's putting the broom, and they're playing the out turn at this. She's expecting this to run very straight, maybe even back up just a little bit.
8.5.
Now she's going to throw it with some big weight. And that may be just because she feels that's the weight she knows what the path will do. Because when you're hitting the first one so thin, you could
It's a touch less.
play this with pretty much any weight you want to. You're still going to carry most of that weight through into the second stone. Penny Barker with her final stone here, playing the in off. If she can make it, could pick up 2 points here and jump out to a 2-point lead going into the break. Well, they called the sweep on, but even with that weight, that stone curls on them. It will be a steal of 1 for Amber Holland. She'll take a 3-2 lead into the fifth end break. Kim Hodson has made her way down to ice level, and we're going to see if we can.
Yeah, it just ran straight. It didn't.
Yeah,
fall.
it didn't fall.
See if we can catch Amber. Well, Amber makes her way down to meet with Kim. See if we can get the cameras around so we can see the ladies.
There is a signal now.
Well, the signal was just showing bright like this.
3, 2, 1.
It would sound like Amber is with Kim now, so go ahead.
There we go. Nice steal here in 5, actually.
Well, that was, I didn't think that rock was going to stop, so I'm quite happy it did.
Looks like the ice has been the same, though, as it has been.
Yeah, like there's just different spots. It's consistent in some places, but then others it kind of fools you a little bit. So it's good though.
Obviously, you guys have a good handle on it. You're coming off a 3 straight wins, so this is your 4th win in a row. I shouldn't say that. That was a little premature.
So.
It's your 4th game in a row.
Yes.
Yeah. And you're also playing with 2 left-handers. How does that change things?
It's different, but you know what? I'm glad we have 2. Because it's perfect, really. Yeah, like, then I can have a better read off, what they do. And then I just know Deb and I have the better read off of each other because we're the right-handers. So, but yeah, you know what? I've played with 2 lefties in juniors. Might as well do it here.
Keep it up. Thanks. Alrighty, you're probably happy to be almost done 3 games in one day.
Championship Curling is brought to you by Sask
All right, good luck.
Viterra, White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, CurlSask, SaskTel Max TV, and Asham Curling Supplies.
Curling has just been my life for a really long time, so it's just everything to me. It's physical, mental, social, it's a great sport and it's great to be involved. And
I will be part of the 4th annual Curling Day in Saskatchewan. It brings our provincial sport together across the province. Curling is my entire life, from work to my time off, and has been ever since I've been a kid. It's been a part of my family, and I'm just really excited to celebrate this day.
Curling Day is just a day we get to nerd out about curling and how much we love curling, and it's a great passion for all of us and a lifelong sport that we can all participate in and really enjoy together.
It's a day that the province can bring awareness to the public of what curling really is. And I mean, it's a sport that I grew up with, and curling means, I guess, a lifetime of friendships with all the different teammates you play with throughout your life. It's family. It's a sport you can play from the time you're a little kid until you grow up.
More experienced people curling, but we need the young ones coming up, and it's a good exposure day for them to get out and try the sport.
It brings a lot of awareness to the sport of curling, hopefully brings out some young people to try our sport and keep the sport growing, and it's great that so many people can get involved.
I think curling is such a big provincial sport in Saskatchewan, and it's great to bring families together.
I think Curling Day in Saskatchewan just means the opportunity for us to celebrate everything that curling is, from the grassroots level to the competitive level, to those people that watch it, to those people that participate, and just an opportunity to keep it in the forefront of everyone's mind that it's our provincial sport, and you know, it's a great game to play at all levels.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts. As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Dream big in full color with Apple and SaskTel on Saskatchewan's favorite networks.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, all the games into the sixth end now, and again, we'll update all of the scores here in this fifth draw. Kim?
Okay, well, we are going to show you sheet C first this time, just to really change things up. This is the Eberle Streifel game. Eberle looks at 3 Streifel stones and needs full 8 foot for a single. However, she comes up a little light of the house for a steal of 3. So score over there now is 7-1 for Streifel over Eberle. Moving over to sheet D now. Silvernagel's third, Stephanie Lawton, navigated a tight port for a raised takeout that eventually set up a draw to the 4 foot for Silvernagel's last shot. And Robin made no mistake for a count of 2 points. That game tied 2-2 after 5. Back over to sheet A here. Mitchell tried to draw around a center guard on her last shot to force Howard to look at 2 rocks, and she just clipped the guard, and Howard made no mistake on the blank for a tie game there of 2-2. And that was a back and forth fifth end on our sheet there, Sean. Looks like it was going one way or the other, and as it turns out, it was that steal in the 1 point.
Even right back to the last one, as Amber said, for a while they weren't sure it was going to stop. The sweepers backed right away from it when she let go of it. I think they thought it was heavy and ended up in a great spot.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Sorry, Deb, it was good. 10. Yeah.
Well, the rollout there allows Penny Barker to ask for the corner guard.
Start to move here pretty quick.
Whoa, if you're a 3.
It's going.
A little bit more over here, Jan.
There's a nice corner guard.
Yeah, atta girl. Good touch, good sweep.
Didn't get maybe quite as far off center as they would have liked, but
Okay.
tough thing there. If you get much wider on that, you really don't know how to come around it because you don't play that inside out very often.
That's right.
How many feet? How many feet?
Less or more?
Yeah, more.
More? 1. Just 1.
looking for a tight center, but
Get a 3 if you
sweepers
can.
say it's a 2. So then they say, okay, we'll sweep it for a 3. How good are you? Make it a 3.
They'd like to be a little tighter to the house than that redstone. Not going to get there.
Okay, good sweep. That was the lightest you throw.
Big scratch, anyways.
Guard though in the quickest spot. I
know.
There you hear them talking. This is the quickest spot out there.
Line's tight.
I think we're there, though, aren't we?
Okay. We're okay.
Finally!
Okay, we're okay. We're okay. Room.
Thought they were tight out of the hand, but say line's okay now. Looking like plenty of weight, though, in this quick spot.
Yeah, we've seen a number of rocks down this path.
Sure have. Sure have to be heads up as a sweeper. In
we've seen a lot of them
like
end
this.
up there, too.
Yeah.
This one's fine.
Yeah.
We had one, I want to think, was it 2 ends ago or 4 ends ago that, and I can't remember who threw it. It might have been Cindy Ricci. That even inside the hog line, they were saying top 4, and it ended up in the back 8 foot. It's just, it's so quick down this path. It fooled not just the thrower, it's fooling the sweepers as well.
Yeah, that's right.
These rocks look so slow coming in, they want to sweep them, and
Still needs to move. Coming down.
you just don't need to on this path. They're going to slide.
And sweeping does a lot on quick ice like this as well.
Yep. No, I don't want to yet.
Where are you? Full court. T-line.
Now that probably means something differently when Deb says it. She says, I don't want to sweep. See, when I say it, it might still be light. I just don't want to sweep.
Just don't feel like it.
Yeah.
Well, that sure curled around there nicely.
Yeah, and it does stop in front of the tee line, so
just.
it's a dangerous stone, and Penny Barker now wanting to clean up that center guard situation. She'll have to worry about that one in the rings later.
Feel.
Close. Whoa.
This is going to have to curl to catch the yellow one, I think. Just gets a piece of it, but oh boy, bad break there.
Yeah.
Comes off the red and right back to the center guard.
Doesn't change a whole lot.
I just put another one on there.
Can't tuck it, I guess. Yeah.
And the difference here is they've got to come from the other turn, and this one hasn't seemed to curl quite as hard.
This side should be straighter.
Yes, I'm not sure that the, you heard them say it's a little bit straighter. Not sure the speed's quite as fast down this path either.
Yeah, it's definitely a different path, that's for sure.
I like that.
I like it. It's 423.
Little bit for line. Little bit for line. You're good. Line's good. All you.
4, 5.
You got line then. Hard. Okay, close.
5, 6.
Stop sweeping.
Stop sweeping. 5, just 4, 5.
Yep. Yep.
Revive?
Yep.
Oh, perfect.
Good. Thank you.
Well, that certainly buried that one.
No shortage of curl there.
No.
Dead buried, top of the 8 foot.
The communication is quite comical,
Just
actually.
low. 9-5.
Penny Barker in some trouble here.
Okay.
Yep.
Can you come up? Sorry, I can't.
Come up.
Just saying she can't see the broom. Please put it in front of the rock.
Looking to run back the guard. This is already over curled a bit, so they want to play just the straight peel. Want to make sure the shooter gets out of the way.
Good.
Didn't work out for her, but I thought that was it. Nice alertness from Penny Barker that she jumped out to be ready. If that came off the back end of that corner guard, she would have tried to get it into the house.
It's a little less, eh?
The center guard was just a little too deep for that. Replacing the center guard now. We are at third stones here. Cindy throwing.
Well, that's a good situation for the Holland team, but this is never easy to try to put a perfect guard on Shot Rock already in the in the 8 foot. Well, shot rock's in the 4 foot, and the stone in the 8 foot. They're perfectly in line. You need to get an absolutely perfectly lined up guard, or there might be a double available. And they need this one to stop, or it's going to over curl.
Nice, Cindy. Sorry, I got a 21. But
And it does stop.
You're right, it didn't
Pretty
go
good to me.
Maybe a piece. No, it's dead. Dead,
Made
Barry.
that look pretty easy.
Yeah. Great throw, Cindy. Fun. Sorry about your first one. I was like,
So there'll be another run back attempt here. We're going to get something moving out of that 4 foot area.
Yeah, yellow onto yellow onto yellow, and
Yeah.
then there's a red back there yet that you can
Well.
jam it all on.
Whoa!
But you know what? How unlucky would you have to be to jam, 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 and leave everything behind the guard? So right now, you'd take some kind of a jam just to get something moving. That's the shot you didn't want.
Exactly.
take it second or not?
No, I think, yeah.
I think we just center line, probably past the red.
So you want to tuck it just a little bit around that.
Do that really quick spot again where we.
Now we're back in the lightning fast spot, I think.
We were all just so confused on that shot. It's like, what are we doing?
Oh, what?
Yeah. Okay, so.
Okay. In guard.
Okay.
2, 3. We want to go past the red, so. Yeah, probably closer to a 3.
Still our quickest spot on the
Still
shoot.
a
Okay, still nice, yeah.
You bet.
Not bad.
Quick discussion about the weight there. You heard them confirm what we've been saying. This is the quickest spot on the ice.
Yeah.
And of course, the reason she's confirming it, there have been so many rocks played down this path, too. You've got to think that if there's going to be a spot where the pebble starts to break down, this should be the spot, and it hasn't so far.
No, not at all.
Come on, pass the red! Go, go, go! Go! Hard! Hard, hard, hard!
Good sweeping. Oh, it's past the red.
It is, just, but probably, well, maybe enough that it cuts off the red
The
on the
run?
yellow. Hard to tell if you can
Yeah.
get by it and still get close to the nose of the other one. Penny's certainly looking at it.
There.
Yeah. I mean,
It's just high. I think even if you can get this.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right.
it's pretty tough to get the back one moving.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is, if you try it
Hey,
and you hit it thin and just get the double peel,
hey.
that's not bad either.
Yeah, for sure.
9.
The only thing you can't do is over curl.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
You can stand back if you want it.
Yeah. I just couldn't see because all the yellow rocks. Okay.
Deanna, going
That's
back to the
never
shot
good, hey?
before, she said that was the one where she made her come out forward with
Yeah.
the broom. Of course, the brooms are all yellow nowadays, and when she's holding that in front of yellow rocks, but it was behind it. Yeah, it's just too much yellow. Too much
Yeah.
yellow. I can't see anything.
Especially when you're the red team.
Yeah, you don't like the lemon tree.
Yeah. One great line from Greg Anholt that's lasted a lot of years, that lemon tree.
Close.
Penny Barker has attempted a lot of runbacks in this game. Trying one more here. But as we talked about, if she
Yeah.
doesn't get the run back on this one, she should be able to get the double peel.
Which she did. Now we're placing the guard again.
A little more, hey? Yeah. Want to tighten up the ice in here? Got it.
So if this guard is replaced,
Same weight, hey?
can she come by with this intern and get a piece of the button to try to get her 1 point? Can she get by the corner? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Tighten up the ice broom width just because you got to get over a bit more, but same weight's okay, I guess.
Yep.
She does have an angle run available, but it's going to be hard to stick it for shot rock. Mind you, as
Not
long as you make
good.
contact with one of the yellows, it would be no more than a steal of one.
Yeah.
Hair more? Line's good. Line's good. Cross center.
2.5, 3.
Sounding
Whatever you
perhaps a
gotta do
little
for line,
tighter than
cross
last
center.
one,
You
but
gotta cross center.
it's all
In the
line
broom.
here.
Cross center, guys.
Yeah.
What do you think? Line's good. Line's good.
Well, it looks like it should be pretty good as long as it gets to that area, that 3 area they were talking about, and it is.
Good job. Good judge. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think they can throw this intern like she's calling, but maybe they can. They seem to think so.
This is one of those ones where if you've got it in your repertoire to throw a little extra rotation, you might have to do that just to hold the line. And after you get by that outside guard, it finishes so hard here.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
I think, yeah.
I just assumed all along that yellow's sitting too. They're looking like they don't know for sure.
There's way more back there. Right there.
Wonder if it's easy playing the other draw.
A little bit more. Harder. That's good, that's fine. 15. 15.
Yeah. You got it, Penny.
Corner the button.
Well, Penny Barker stole a couple of points to start this game off. Gave up a steal in the 5th. Now needs a draw to the corner of the button to avoid giving up another steal here in end number 6.
Gotta move. 7.
Sounding like weight's nice,
Lights,
what
get
they're
it.
looking
Yeah, Christy. Gotta go for hard, Christy.
Really curling now. She's got to get by the stone at the top of the 8 first. By it.
Oh,
Will be on the shot stone,
great
and
try.
that spin is just a little too far off. It looks like it's going to be another steal of 1. Looks like it from our camera, and
Yeah.
Deanna confirms it is a steal of 1. Amber Holland now with a 4-2 lead. Penny Barker will continue to have last rock in end number 7.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice at Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
The internet's constantly expanding, but you can keep up with unlimited internet. So whatever you like to watch, stream, upload, and share, do it all with unlimited internet from SaskTel. The internet's constantly expanding, but you can keep up with unlimited internet. So whatever you like to watch, stream, upload, and share, do it all with unlimited internet from SaskTel.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, we've got a number of games here in this draw 5 that look like they're going to go right down to the last wire, at least 10, and dare we say perhaps 11 ends on 1 or 2 of these games. Let's quickly update what's been going on here in draw 5.
Which
Kim?
is always tough when it's the 3rd game of the day and you got to play
Yeah.
extra ends yet. Well, over on sheet A, I have to admit, honesty is always the best policy. Statistician Susan, and me included, really have no idea what happened, but Howard did get 2 points in the 6th end. So the score there, 4-2 for Howard. Over on sheet C, Eberly against Streifel. Eberly again faces 3 Streifel stones on her last rock and needs to draw the 4-foot. Slides just deep and she gives up a steal of 1 point. Score is now 8-1. Streifel over Eberly. And over on sheet D, Silvernagel against Just. Just looks at 3 Silvernagel stones, one of which is buried side button. Just has T-line weight, but it did not curl up enough right at the end, giving a steal of 1 point. Score now 3-2, Silvernagel.
And on our feature sheet, you see that first stone was brought into the top of the 8-foot by Deb Lazinski, and then Danielle Sasinski throws the corner guard.
There you go.
I can't believe I haven't tripped over that yet.
Yeah.
Line's a
You're
little
just
tight.
fishing for a compliment.
Little tight for line. You go then. Okay, you're good. Go 3.
I will be talking to those girls after the game and telling them they really have to limit how many times they play against each other.
That is
or one of them's going to have to learn to play second. Just having to do one of them after the other, that's
It's hard.
Gotta get it over. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Okay, tap it. You do this. This board. Okay.
The guard there doesn't cover that shot stone, so what a chance now for Danielle to try to play the hit. I'm not sure if she can get to the inside. They're looking for extra curl now. I think the initial call was to try to get to the inside of that. She does make the hit and stay. Rolls a bit to the outside. Now it'll be Laura Strong looking to hit and roll undercover.
Here we go.
Yep. Low, low, low.
No.
Clean and clean. Clean's
Yep.
fine. Sorry. Yeah, but it wasn't that bad. That's good.
Always nice when you take responsibility for those. In all seriousness, though, it does help the player that's throwing to know they throwed it well.
You said math teacher, right? No, not English.
Third game of the day.
Well, Penny Barker started the game off by stealing the second and third end. And Amber Holland took her deuce, stole 5 and 6. Now Penny trying to flip the script to pick up her own deuce after 2 steals. She's ignoring that stone at the edge of the 12-foot, trying to get one around the corner guard, and this is going to come up well short.
Stop for it.
Okay, so let's be top house.
And I just wondered if that hadn't, we've talked about that quickest path on the sheet, that path on the other side coming to the home, and they've played that spot so many times. When you know that's the quickest path, now you have to throw a draw down a different path, and suddenly you come up short.
Yeah. Sometimes it helps to reinforce and talk about it in the hack. Okay, what's this path now? Hair heavier.
Yellow line.
Don't get up out of my hand.
Well, we saw some of them in the back to the second, and I think going down that quickest path again, everything's back 8, back 8, back 8, and so they've had to bring the weight so far back to get used to throwing it in that spot.
Yep,
You know, I haven't heard any times talked about as far as the different paths, but I think it's quite a bit different, quite a bit faster down that spot than it is anywhere else.
Looks it.
Sorry, are we drawing?
The crash on the guard, another chance for Christy Gamble to get one around cover and perhaps set up the deuce.
You got lots of room. Line's good. Keep it moving. It'll come. Okay, switch. Lots. Gotta move. Let it catch your trail.
Carried it right through that break. Carried it through the break.
Deanna, I think, saying that when they swept it, they perhaps did, we know there's been some curl there, and they took it right through the curl.
Bumper?
Yeah.
Bumper weight. Stay close, right? Once it goes up
So
that
throwing
line.
bumper at this.
Stay with a little weight here. You're good.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it left.
Just
Clean. Clean's
No,
good.
she's on sheet 4.
Easy, easy, easy. No, no.
Boy, this is not curling.
Not at all.
Just touches it on the way by, really doesn't move it much at all.
Yeah.
I don't think they were expecting that. Didn't hear anything to indicate that she threw it bad.
So looking to come around now in front of the tee line.
Stay close. We can wait.
Good chance here for Barker.
A little bit. Stop it. We can wait.
7's not where you want to be.
Do it. Sliding.
We're past it even. Christy then.
Christy. Yep.
A little deep again, and again, they didn't really get the curl that we've seen earlier in this game in that spot.
True. Also a little heavy, though.
Yeah. Even if she gets to the face of that, the double would have been tough. Where she's left it, it's a nose hit double, and you can see nose.
Yep. Yeah, I think you can see all.
But it's straighter, faster.
Did you hear it?
Isn't that a song?
I think it may be, but I think there's more words in that line.
A hair down. Clean. Clean. Yep. Yep. Go.
Line's definitely tighter on this one.
Yes. Hey. Hard.
Love to get the nose hit double.
That's good.
Hits the first one, but
That's
drives
not
it
bad,
by
though.
the second. Stays in front of it.
Back line.
Okay.
See if
Looks
we
like
can.
it's a tough place to get inside.
She must have got a little bit inside because it's overlapped a little bit more
A little
now.
bit, yeah.
And that does make this shot a little more delicate if you're going to get it by your own, which is why they've called for that quieter weight.
Yeah.
Hack. Whoa. Hack.
Well, they were looking for back line. Hack is not what you want to hear.
It's gonna be Danielle. Yeah, Danielle. Oh, whoa, 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 Christy, go! Go, 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 go. That just went wild. Okay.
Makes the hit, but does drive it back onto the redstone at the
I
back.
think so. I think so.
Sparker's sitting one, but with the overlap the way it is now, you can take that redstone out, roll towards the outside.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Penny Barker will still have the chance to draw and try to set up her deuce that way.
Yeah.
Got much from her hack?
What, sorry?
Has she got much from her hack?
Oh, half, I think. What we need to hit?
Okay, 10 and a half. Just
I thought that was an interesting conversation with the friend. I don't know whether you heard them. Of course, the two sweepers on her either sides, and Laura Strong, one of the left-handers, asked Debbie, can she see much from her hack? 'Cause I'm thinking from Laura's hack, she could, oh, that's wide open.
Too bad you couldn't just say, okay, you throw this one, I throw this one. You can decide who you want to throw it. Tag, you're throwing.
Leads close. It's easy. Clean. Yeah. Yeah.
Boy, this has definitely got more of that 4-foot line early than any of the other stones down here did.
Looks a little quiet.
It's going to be on the guard, all over the guard. And yeah, little quiet might not be the right word. She hits the guard and taps it up to the corner of the button.
10 otherwise. But
Not 12-5.
not that.
There is a bit of a port there, and it is exposed, so
Yeah,
room for
for
Penny
sure.
Barker to come through and maybe hit and roll sit 2.
10. Okay. Flop your way, Danielle. Okay.
I don't know what happened to that stone. Again,
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything to indicate that she threw it that bad. Certainly that was extremely light for what she was trying to throw. She was trying to play the hit and roll on the outside. I expect she was throwing good bumper.
Well, no, she even said 10. I
10,
thought
yeah.
I heard her say.
I don't know whether if it picked. I didn't hear them say anything. Sweep call on right away on this stone. They've got to get by the guard. Just a feather tick, but might still make contact with Shot Rock, and feather
That
ticks it further in behind cover. That's as
feather tick as you can feather tick.
let's hear you say that 5 times fast.
No. Oh, geez, look at that.
Well, the
Now
problem for
bury
Amber
it
Holland,
further.
though, is she's got deuces available from both sides. She could tap the red onto the yellow, and I think the
But-
port's still there to come down to Shot Rock. How do you
She
guard
taps
both?
What Amber just said, she won't be second shot with her shooter.
To get it past that one. Yeah. I think that, hey?
I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I know
Yeah,
this is here
probably
for
not.
that.
I
She
mean,
might be able to get to here.
if you could put it there, it's great, but
Yeah.
yeah. It's a tricky spot. I don't mind the guard.
Yeah, is it bad if we commit?
No,
If we
it's
what?
just you got to navigate it well.
No. I just can't.
Rethink
say-
it's
I
straight
can't.
guard?
Yeah.
Rethink it's straight guard or like
I was thinking straight guard.
I think in this spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just keep it.
I kind of like that ball though.
I do too. It's just a tricky spot.
Okay, I don't understand this call. She's thinking straight guard. I don't think she realizes that port's still there to come down. If you look from this angle, she could still come through the port, touch the yellow back and get two that way. And that's probably the easiest deuce.
I don't think there's two.
And that's not the shot they're that's not even the shot they're protecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Definitely easy.
one.
Yeah. All right.
Here we go. Wait.
I don't know whether they just don't think that other shot's there or if she hasn't seen it.
You're out and good. You should stay out and in.
That's the good stuff out there.
Yeah. I like it.
Clean it.
Wait,
Leave it early. That's hold it, Deb.
2, 3.
Hold it, Deb. Mine's pretty good. Mine's fine.
2.5.
Just over. Just over. Clean it. Sorry. Keep it clean.
Just 2.
Well, if you could ever come and just at least nudge that stone, you might be better off, but it will come by it. You know, if Amber Holland doesn't throw there, I don't think there's any chance Penny Barker's throwing on that side of the sheet. So she just guarded a shot that she was never playing.
So basically, Penny throwing the same shot again.
Half weight. You got it, Penny.
Yeah, if she can avoid the feather tick,
No.
certainly looked like it would
Twice.
finish hard enough. Well,
Yeah.
she only needs to avoid the first feather tick. It looked like
Yeah.
it was finishing hard enough that she'd be able to get to the nose of this.
Yeah, I think so. Which will be for 2 points. And if she doesn't quite get to the nose, she'll just get her 1.
Back line. Yep.
They won it half, so sounds like they've maybe underthrown it a bit.
And again, they're on this right away. Really curling early. Again, has to get by the guard. This is going to rub again. A little thicker this time. Makes contact with the second yellow, but won't push it into any more harm. And it's another steal of 1 for Amber Holland. She'll take a 3-point lead into the 8th.
Totally my first time. I'm very excited. Don't worry, we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna throw the rock and practice, and then we're gonna actually play a game.
Really? Awesome.
Not be better. Could be even better.
Want to try it and have some fun? Hurry hard to your local curling center or visit CurlSask.ca to find a curling center near you.
Welcome back, everyone. Draw 5 continues on, and we know that we've got one team that's going to pick up their first win, one team's going to pick up their first loss, and we've got one game that's already a final. Kim's got the details on all of that. Kim?
Yes, Sheet A, the Mitchell and Howard game. Howard attempted a relatively flat across-house double, but did not quite hit enough of the first rock, and the shooter rolls out. Mitchell then makes an open draw to the rings for 2 points and ties that game up at 4 points each.
That's the sheet, of course, where somebody will be picking up their first win.
Good point. And this is the sheet that has shaken hands. Sheet C. Looking at 2 Streifel stones, Eberly makes a soft takeout for the single point. They decided that wasn't enough, so they shook hands. Final score, 8-2 for Streifel. Over on sheet D, which is our 2 undefeated teams, we have Silvernagel against Sherry Just. On her final shot, Silvernagel places a center guard on her shot stone on the side of the button. Sherry Just faces 2 Silvernagel stones, and Sherry comes up light on the 12, just on the 12 foot, and gives up a steal of 2 points. So score there now is 5-2 for Silvernagel.
And still a few things to be decided on our feature game as well, but certainly right now, Amber Holland with the momentum after 3 straight steals.
Looks like a lot of press.
I have to say, though, a missed opportunity there. I still think Amber Holland guarded a shot with her last one that they were never playing. And boy, if Penny could get by that guard. And as you said, she was just a little bit light of what they were planning to throw, and again rubbed it. But the way that was curling, it certainly looked like the shot for 2 was there.
Yeah.
Should I throw the 1? Maybe just throw the other rock, eh?
Yeah, but as it turns out, now Amber 3 up, playing the
2.
8th end.
Top 12, right?
On this one, top 12 in the lightning quick spot.
Line's a little tight.
And this is dictated by the fact that you've got that 3-point lead now. That stone in the top of the button area is a great stone. You could steal with that stone. If you were in a closer game, you'd play this as a guard, but right now you're happy to have all the play in the rings.
Yes.
That's good. That's fine.
Sit. Good. Sorry, my...
Yeah.
We're just going to move these around in the house, bump them back.
Back line. Okay.
Amber Holland happy to have the play in the rings. She'd let you play the double all day long. So Penny Barker's counter move to that is, we're not going to try to kill them. We're going to try to keep them in the back somewhere where we can use them.
Exactly. The Barker team can use them.
Little firm, maybe.
Okay, well then. Not moving yet. It's riding.
Just back to Amber's call last stand for a quick second. Amber was convinced that that was a pretty easy shot just for her to get her 1 point. So I think that's why Amber decided to play over there, and given the fact that she stole one, might be something to that.
I don't. It might have been an easy shot for 1, but I don't think she's ever playing it. If Amber doesn't throw, I don't think Penny's throwing that shot. I think she's still throwing the one through the middle for 2.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was any harder. She just under threw the second one.
Yeah, and she did just throw it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Makes the hit, rolls over to the corner.
So tapping that one back again. Hoping to build a bit of a wall back here.
She's got 2 behind the tee line already. It's actually the chance. You got 2 ways you could do this. You could tap this one on an angle behind the tee line and maybe get your shoot over behind the corner guard, or if you tap it straight back and leave it right beside the other one, you start to get a bit of a pocket at the back of the button. Either one's good.
Certainly options.
Danielle, go. Hard. Whoa.
Actually stays just a little bit on the broom side, does tap it back, and it has made it a little trickier to get this out. There's jams on both sides. You've got to be close to the nose on this. Just a hair high, it'll go through the port easily. Cindy Ricci in the hacks.
Or just one half.
Good?
Yep.
Now you're getting fussy.
Hard.
Looking to pass this by her own stones in the 4-foot. It's been over curl a little bit.
That's not bad, though. I don't think they are upset about picking out one from the back at all.
Oh, yeah, especially when it's the one on the back of the 4-foot.
Exactly.
If you knew you'd make it that way, you'd have called it.
Yeah.
But you sure didn't want to jam it on the one on the front.
That's true.
That's why you had to know you could make it before you'd call it.
Yeah, certainly a sweep call.
Still leaves some opportunities for Penny Barker, and I think what they've elected to do now is try to play the freeze on that stone on the tee line.
Changing it up a bit.
Yeah, they could have still could have played the tap. Nothing wrong with tapping that one at the front.
This is Deanna's 7th Scotties appearance in provincial.
This is really curling.
Sure is. Back to first.
She's going to rub that one at the front now.
Starting to get a little congested here. I'm sure Amber's wondering where to roll to.
What's that? 9-5 or?
Well, I think part of it, she might have been thinking about, do they want to kill the rolling off the side of the button? It's not behind the tee line, but it's still in a position where if they made the freeze, you'd have a tough time dealing with it.
Well, Barker's certainly going to use it, you know that.
Yeah. Mind you, you make that straight back double, you'll have to pocket in the top of the house, so that's no better.
As I'm saying, there's a few too many yellows around at this point.
Good. Clean. Whoa. Yep.
I think they're looking for the straight pick now.
Go.
At least roll well out of the way. When they were going to roll, they didn't want to roll far enough that she could. If you stagger the two yellows and she hits and rolls underneath, that's not good.
I agree.
And that was the audible by Amber Holland at the end. Make sure they didn't roll right underneath the other one.
Yeah, good call.
10. Okay.
Quite a few options here, and sorry I missed it. Are they rolling?
They're rolling under the yellows. She wants to get shot rock in that 4-foot area.
Yeah.
Maybe
pretty
hope
short
that
run backs, though.
It's a short run back, but if you happen to roll it off, now it opens up the chance to go around that corner guard and be shot rock.
Just getting late in the end.
Hard. Keep going.
Makes the hit a little thin on the contact, and it will roll out the back.
Still got the whole 4-foot, right? Even?
No. That's what I was thinking, just more edge to edge. Yeah.
I like wide open, or like
Like
not
these are
necessarily
the-
wide open, but 3/4
yeah.
open.
Just edge to edge is good.
Christmas tree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess those hit and roll.
Listening to the front end talking, even coming around edge to edge is just fine too. You don't need to do the half and half and stagger them.
Quarter around.
As Laura was saying, even wide open.
Stay high to the tee, hey? Yeah, I think so. You got it. That's cool.
Thing is, she staggers these a little if there's a chance at all that Penny can make a hit and roll off that one in the 4-foot behind the staggered two. It's the only way she's gonna probably get a second point.
Just leaves her the run. Pretty straight here.
I don't know that we need to this late.
It's fine.
We want this mostly open, right?
Yeah, like just tuck a quarter and bite top 4.
Okay, sounds good.
They're all on the same page.
Okay. What are we thinking on this side?
Are we in the good stuff?
Where are we? Here.
I think it's 7 right now.
In front of the tee.
7.
In front of the tee.
No, weight's good.
Got room.
On its own.
In front of the tee. What? In front of tee. Close.
15-1.
Yep. Whoa. Yep.
No, don't bury it.
Good.
Well done. You're right.
Yeah.
But I get it.
Yeah.
Touch that.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's a little deep. I'm not sure why she was yipping.
Do that. I think so.
I don't know. I think it's in a pretty good spot, actually. If
We gotta move this out
For Penny Barker to hit and roll in behind and get shot, she's actually going to have to nudge that stone over. Now that run back's going to be pretty easy because the red-yellow will be side by each. You could drive it into the pocket and still get it.
Yeah.
Maybe a little less, 9.5. Could be 10. Is that good? He's got across the face. Maybe 9.5. 9.5. Just gotta hit and shoot the other one into the open a little bit more. Okay.
Penny Barker, tough situation here. She's already down 3. She's given up steals 3 ends in a row. She doesn't have a lot of room to score here. She's really... I'm not even seeing how she could set up a deuce here. She's going to roll. If she makes the perfect hit and roll here, she still leaves a fairly short run.
2-foot run back. Like that.
Well, she gets the little nudge, and that's enough to make sure she's going to have a shot to score anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Alrighty. Okay, what do we expect? This shouldn't do much.
I don't think it'll do a ton.
Always cut the face of hair.
Yeah. So I was thinking 10.
Yeah. You got it.
Off the stagger there. I might have spoken a little bit too soon. If Amber can make this little short little run and roll her shooter kind of in front of the shot stone, I don't know how she
how she scores.
Yeah, how she scores,
Yeah.
because she won't be able to hit the one that's about to get run back and get into the 4-foot.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, no, it's great.
I don't see a way to draw it. I guess you could go really wide and try to catch the very edge of the 4-foot.
It's tough.
I don't know if you could catch enough of it. Amber Holland not really thinking about the perfect roll. She's more worried about just make sure we make the red one go away. If we can do that, it's no more than a single point.
Whoa! Off! Off! Right off.
Makes the hit, does get rid of the red stone, and rolls a little bit past that yellow at the top of the 4-foot. So there will be a chance for Penny Barker to pick up her single here.
Yeah. Mine came up a little, eh?
Needs to make the hit on that stone in the 4-foot and stay right there.
Okay, 10. Tiana's moved up a little bit, but I thought that was pretty odd.
Yeah.
So it's a nice 10.
Okay.
With as straight as we've seen it run, I thought she might play the other turn at this, but they haven't played a lot of inside-out hits, and maybe doesn't know the ice for that.
Yeah, I think it comes down to what she's confident in throwing right now.
Boy, if you get this out a little bit and it starts to track down that 4-foot line, you might not get by the stone at the top of the 12-foot. She's inside that line already. They're going to have to go to hold the line on this one. This is curling.
Good sweep, good sweep.
Nice sweep.
Great job by the Brushers to hold the line, makes the hit, rolls to the top of the button area, picks up her single point, and Amber Holland will take a 2-point lead and last rock into the 9th.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Dream big in full color with Apple and SaskTel on Saskatchewan's favorite networks.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, 3 games still underway here in Draw 5 and some tight scores to report. Kim?
Yeah, we've got some great games going on. Eighth end, sheet A, Mitchell versus Howard. Mitchell is sitting 2 in the back of the 12-foot. Howard makes the draw for the single point, puts her 1 up, 5-4. Over on sheet C, this is the only game that has been concluded. Final score, 8-2 for Streifel. And over on sheet D, the Sherry Just team tried several ways to score 2 points, but in the end they faced 3 Silver-Nagel rocks for last shot, and Sherry makes the draw for the single, scores 5-3 for Silver-Nagel. And there you see that nice shot by Penny Barker to score her 1 point.
Good job,
Back
Gab.
to our sheet.
Good.
Puts Amber 2 up with last rock, playing 9.
For those of you that follow along on CurlSask.ca, we will have Sherry Just tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. She'll be playing against Sherry Anderson. So after I deal with Lazinski and Sasinski today, I'm going to deal with Sherry and Sherry tomorrow.
I know, it's tough.
And for those following along on SaskTel Max, we will have draw 7 tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Right now, it's hard to tell you who would be the feature game in that one. And we're watching the standings, trying to get the games that mean the most. And it's getting tough to tell. There's some teams getting tightly packed in the middle.
It's a bit of a logjam in the middle.
And the one final that we've got so far today didn't make that any more clear. We've had 2 teams both moving to 2 wins.
Yeah.
One moving up to 2 wins, one moving or staying at 2 wins, moving down on the loss ladder.
That's right. So Streifel is now at 2-2, and Chantel Everly is at 2-3. As far as the standings go. And Sherry Anderson, who has the bye tonight, is at 2-2 as well.
Tiana, can you go a bit? Okay, whoa. Line's good. It's good.
Actually, if the scores hold up the way they sit now, as when the night concludes, we're going to have 3 teams at 4 wins. And then 2 wins is the next best record. And it's a bit of a logjam after that.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Attacking the middle here, so 11-5. Nice and positive.
Which makes great suspense for us as we watch the standings, but probably a few anxious moments for some curlers and coaches.
A little up. Little up. No.
It's funny how midweek you start predicting all the tiebreakers and the scenarios that could happen, and somehow they, more times than not, they work themselves out.
That's fine, Deb. Sorry.
Till the time you say that out loud, and then we have to have 3 rounds of tiebreakers.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Penny Barker, no stranger to tiebreakers. She had to actually come through the tiebreakers 2 years ago when she won the whole thing.
In Melville.
Yeah, we gotta go.
2 tiebreakers, were there not? There were a few anyway.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but I mean, she had to play.
She played a lot.
She had to play a ton of games because, of course, after
Back
the
to the
tiebreaker,
wall.
she's got to come from the 3-4 game, then through the semifinal.
Nice and tight. Okay, that's good. I don't know. The double peel's not real easy. You just play the one. Yeah.
Yeah, count them up. You can start peeling, but the double peel is, the jam in the ring is maybe a tiny bit scary, so just playing the peel.
I think you're okay with peel.
Yeah, I'm just telling you.
Yeah, if there's any kind of double anywhere there, she'd play it.
Yep.
The rock in the rings doesn't bother her as much as these 2 guards.
Right.
Clean. Good.
Nicely done.
Penny Barker will look to replace the high guard here.
We stay on
No,
that
we
side.
won't get there that way.
Christy Gamble now in the hacks. Needs to not only keep the guards in line, but has to keep good separation. If she gets them too close together, there might be a double opportunity.
One. Deanna in then. One. Hard, yep.
Yeah, bring
Hard.
it over.
Yep. You got it, guys. Hard, hard, hard. A little more, a little more.
Gonna go hard for the
Okay.
good sweeping. And a good
Still
shot.
like that.
Got a good lineup on those two too, because that guard is so high that if you don't cover the tight guard, they'll peel the one closer to the rings. That guard by itself doesn't do much. You throw that guard to guard another guard that you can actually come around and perhaps steal.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Just clean.
Good.
You work that hard to get a guard in just the perfect position, a tough spot just over the hog line, and Laura Strong comes along just that quickly, it's gone. You got to do it again.
Here comes the do-over.
Well, and
kind of a do-over.
Different thrower, but right
Yeah.
away the brusher's indicating 3, which is a lot tighter than they wanted.
We're past.
It's curling.
Okay, we're to your broom. To your broom on its own.
Okay, that's good. Good.
Well, a little deep and a little over curl, and that's going to leave some angle to try a double peel. Amber looking at the double onto the one in the rings, perhaps.
Does that jam on the yellow?
Yeah.
I think that's the end of the world.
Just gotta be a little careful here, but yeah. Probably just play it off there.
If you wanted to take it on, there's probably a shot there to kill all 3 of them. The danger to that, if you're trying to run the higher guard, the one that was just thrown over the top of the red, and you ever hit it a little bit thick, you could spin it right to the center line, and that's the last thing you want to see.
Yeah, with last rock as of now, Amber's got the draw to the 4-foot for a 1 point. Which is a pretty good scenario.
Nice.
Clean. Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard. Hard on that shooter.
Makes the hit, jams it on that stone of the 8-foot, but does spin it over. And there you can see from that camera angle, it's out in the open now.
Yeah.
2 guards left, though, for Penny Barker to work with.
Fully.
Why do you suppose she's going around this one?
Well, that yellow one is tighter, and
the other color?
Well, I don't think the other color bothers her. If she's got a chance to steal, she'll come around whichever one she can, but it's a question of where do you put the broom to get around that one. That's that same spot where she crashed playing the shot for the deuce 2 ends ago. So coming from the middle, it curls really hard. That's a tough port to get through with that curl. And to come around from the outside, that's been the faster spot, but now she's got to go that much wider to get around that guard where it is. She just might have felt more comfortable with the ice to go to the corner.
They played this out trying to come around the other end.
And it's not like that shot's not going to be there later. In fact, you might like to bury 2, one around the corner and then bury one around that center later to sit 2.
Okay, let's go. There's the broom, good relief here. Sit there.
The downside to coming around this way, and that was a pretty good come around made, but it has left a double.
Exactly.
Don't think they wanted to be quite that deep.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yep. 10. Hard. 10. Yeah. Hard.
Gotta love Cindy. Nobody ever says that she's not into the game.
Makes the hit, does catch the second stone.
Hard, Amber.
Amber Holland right there ready with the sweep, and then she does her little spinorama.
Good sweep.
Good throw, Cindy.
Not sure who's shot in all this. I'd venture the red, but
this one is
I don't think so. I
Top
think it's
yellow?
the top yellow one is shot. The red is second.
okay. Hard to see on all those bricks.
Yeah, I just have to watch the 6 doesn't bounce off too then.
Yeah,
Before,
I
right?
think with enough weight though.
Hey. What's
I was just thinking at 10.
Give him one here, but not two. This end?
Right here.
Okay.
Okay. Should curl up a little.
Only down 3. Yeah, no, I know. I mean, obviously we can't give him 2, but...
You know, she could ignore these and try a come around, but I think
10.
the issue here is she's looking at
This is
the come around
shot
she
rock
knows how to make
here.
is the same one they just threw. Well, the short angle yellow raise is going to be there. The other side of it is with where the guards are, she's never going to be able to get shot rock buried in that button area. She's going to be off center. Amber's always going to have a draw available to take her one. So maybe what she's thinking here is, we've talked about it before many times in our broadcasts, sometimes the easiest way to steal one, or the best way if you can't get one buried perfectly, is make sure you're sitting 2. And you hope that you can talk the other player into maybe playing a hit instead. And if you get a bit of a miscue, you can get a point that way. Certainly, I think if she's sitting 2 and one of them's open, I don't think you'll see Amber Holland throw a draw against what would be the tying point.
Well, not on the ice. They've been struggling a tiny bit with paths and tracks and draw weight.
But she needed to get to the inside of that for that one to matter.
If we hit this, she's coming around.
Oh yeah, no, it's just which one we're coming around. What's that?
Heel?
Well, then she's still coming here.
Yeah. If we come here?
No, she's talking to Pete.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm
Laura
if we come
suggested
here,
a peel.
She's got to flop to the outside, right? She's got the inside way she stays.
Yeah.
That's the only thing with that. We leave this rock here.
Yeah, like either way, like if we come wide, you're right.
We got
So I don't mind that, because then that. So probably going wide.
If we get a piece of the floor, she can't go around that corner.
That's right.
I don't mind.
You like that?
Okay. I think we'll be in the good stuff all the way last when you got to the middle and that's where it came down.
Yeah.
I think this is straight, nice.
Actually, I need more than that, I think. Because where was my guard?
Yeah.
When
So
I threw
here's
that
the
guard,
come around.
what did I have?
Out turn
Had a
around
bit
the
more,
center.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's close.
I don't mind Laura's call either, though, really. If you
It's the only
peel the
rock
guard, you're going to have the whole 4 foot available, even if she buries.
Take your 1 point, you're 3 up playing 10.
This is a hair less than my guard. I think maybe I should take a blue with more. Give me a little bit more. $14.75 out here.
14.6. Oh, sorry.
The other option, of course, and they did look at it briefly, you could just hit the back one. If she does make a really good draw, you're not looking at any more than 1.
That's right.
If she doesn't make the good draw, you could end the game right here.
That's right.
They've elected to play the draw, and of course she did play this shot with the guard attempt, and
Line's good. Weight's good.
twice actually 2 ends ago.
Yeah, there are numerous options here.
Line's good. Back to moon.
Line might be good, but I think the brushes are going to have to go all they can to get this to shot rock.
We're not biting these.
Sorry, Laura. That was okay.
Works. I guess 14 and a half.
Get it sunk around so we don't give them a double. Right?
Yeah.
But it does.
Penny's still looking at the straight draw, and I'm wondering now if maybe she shouldn't look at the short run and roll in to sit 3.
Have Amber throwing against 3.
Exactly.
It's not too bad. I don't mind that call.
Well, and Amber's the rock she just threw kind of makes that draw path tough. She'd have to play it as a tap.
That's right.
Hey, whatever
You like that?
Yeah, whatever you like.
Yeah.
I mean,
What do you think?
You make that draw, she's
don't
just
mind
going to try to
that.
follow you down.
Yeah.
I'm really liking the hit and roll over.
Yeah.
And really, actually, you could nose hit the red and roll the red into the spot, same spot that you're looking to draw to here.
Yeah, you sure could.
No, I think you draw. Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind that either.
Well, you make this good too. You have Amber looking at 2.
You do, but she's going to be forced to follow you down.
Right.
And probably cuts you down to at least to no more than 1, and she might even score. It's a whole different It's a different shot when you're looking at 3, and especially when you're not looking at it. You know, if you've hit and rolled to get there, she still doesn't know how to follow it down. You've just shown her where to put the broom to follow you.
Yeah.
Want to go a little bit?
Line's pretty good.
How's line?
Line's really good.
Line's good.
Gotta go for weight. Go then.
Let me in.
Line's good.
Gonna
Hard,
have to
guys,
go
gotta
for
get
weight,
there.
I think. Line's looking pretty good.
Hard, guys. Hard.
Full 8. Full 8.
Hard.
Keep going. Keep going. Okay.
That's just going to get a bite of the 12-foot, you know. The one thing that I see, that was... Teams worry about switching to get the extra curl, but that wasn't a great switch. They actually lost contact with the ice a little bit, and they really needed to make sure that got into the 8-foot. It didn't matter if...
Get second shot.
Yeah, it didn't matter if it buried at that point in time. You had to make sure you were sitting 2 to put a little bit of extra pressure on here.
Okay, I think we're okay here.
It was, let's call it an awkward switch. Both sweepers jumped out of the way, and really that leaves you maybe a couple of feet where you weren't covering the ice at all.
So Amber needing a bite of the 8 here to get her 1 point.
Tough path. This is the same path we saw Penny Barker rub the guard twice 2 ends ago.
Line's okay. Still on its own. Stay close.
All you.
Stay all you.
Line looks good.
Line holding so far.
All you. Line's good. We're good for line. Right before.
Good shot. Nicely judged.
Makes that hole look pretty big.
Yeah.
Pulls it right into the top of the 4-foot. She will pick up her single point, and Amber Holland will take a 3-point lead coming home. Penny Barker will have last rock.
That's okay. I was like...
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, we've just got 2 games left to complete, and we'll update all 4 scores here in Draw 5. Kim?
Yeah, here's one of the games left to complete. We are on Skip Rocks. Sheet A, Mitchell Howard playing all end in the 9th to blank. Mitchell had an open shot for the blank, but flashed it, allowing Howard the steal of the point. So it's 6-4 for Howard. 2 up, playing 10. Then we go over to a game that's concluded, make the score Streifel against Eberly, 8-2. And another game that is concluded is over on sheet D. 2 double peels by Lot and minimized any threat at all from the Just team. Just could only freeze to a rock in play, which is a Silvernagel stone at the back of the 12-foot. It stops short in the 8-foot, and Silvernagel removes it for the 2 points. So the score there, 7-3, and they shook hands. Back over in the 9th end here now. 10th end, sorry. Holland 3 up, playing 10.
And to briefly follow up what you were updating there on sheet 1, just 3 stones left to come, and Jessica Mitchell down 2, but looks like she's going to have some kind of a chance for at least 2 and maybe 3 yet before this end is done. We'll let you know what happens there.
Yeah, certainly lots of rocks in play over there.
Go full 4, yeah, line.
I think right now she's lining up a run back that if she makes it, she could be sitting 3 behind cover when she's done, but still 1 rock left to come for Ashley Howard as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very nice.
I tell you
And
that
you still got to make that run back.
well, that's true.
We
What I
don't
was-
concede run backs to anybody.
What I was going to say is this young Mitchell team has been very impressive this week. You know, talk about a great experience for them, learning lots. They've got great fundamentals, good strategy. I think we're going to see them around. Bit of a tough start at 0-4 here, but
Well, they've had some tough breaks as far
They
as,
have.
as giving up some big ends, and that maybe just come down to not maybe knowing quite when to bail out of some of those situations. But
That's right.
that'll come with time.
I agree.
Jessica Mitchell, I believe, lost the provincial final at juniors 2 years ago, I think it was. In a game that went right down to the wire, if I recall.
And there was a really nice run back. Sorry, I happened to be looking over at a different sheet, but Jessica
We're
just
peeking.
made a really nice run back, sitting two guarded now. At least I think they're guarded from this angle. I can't tell, but
Two are guarded. Had she made it just perfect, she could have left all three guarded, but the one rolled out.
yeah.
Oh, that went further than I thought it was going to. That's fine.
I guess back
There
to
you
our
can see it
sheet.
in the background of,
Oh, yeah.
of the image there. That red stone at the back of the 8 foot
away with those
on the
throws,
side was the one that she'd run back, and it didn't quite stick on the top. It rolled over to the back corner of the 8 foot.
Yeah.
On our sheet, we've now
Yeah.
got
Back line.
a mess down the middle.
And we're past the free guard zone. You can see there's 5 rocks there, so Penny's going to move things around a little bit here.
Well, but she needs to score 3, so she's not going to look to kill these. They're all
No,
in
no.
line. She could, you know, if you wanted to, you could probably kill at least 2 of them, but she needs rocks to work with.
Yeah.
That's the upside to the free guards, or the 5 rock free guard zone, is that a lot of times you'd feel pretty discouraged needing 3 points coming home, but when you've got 2 corner guards before they can start throwing hits,
Three's doable.
Really nice.
yeah, that's it. It's always in play.
Exactly. Oh, Amber's starting to think,
like
which
that?
ones am I going to peel?
You're good. Half rock.
Yeah, I want to hit a red one.
Yeah.
I'd like to hit 2 red ones. I just
Don't know how
where.
just yet. Yeah. There's a lot of yellow rocks that are probably not to your advantage in the rings.
You surprised at all that she didn't at least throw one of them
I
through?
was thinking exactly that. Yeah.
Really hard.
And that may go back to what we're just saying. It's so hard to stop the offense.
Yeah. Ooh.
Okay, Laura.
Well, it's not what they had in mind, but in many ways it's still much better than it could have been had she jammed that onto the yellow stone and brought it into the middle.
That's right.
She could have done some of Penny Barker's work for her.
Certainly a lot of rocks in play.
We're to him. We're to it.
Okay,
good,
whoa.
get room.
Room. Stay close, though.
Wait,
Right here. Running. Top floor. Really running.
We're to them.
Still.
We're two starting to
7.
come.
Danielle, go
Deanna.
to the line. Okay, well, we're okay. We're okay.
Coming down now.
We're frozen. We're frozen. We're frozen.
There's a nice shot.
Good. It's just the nose. Probably good. Okay. 9.5. Actually, 10's good, Sin.
Okay, let's go. Just wait to brim.
Grab a smidge more.
I feel a tight coming on.
Well, Amber looking for the nose hit here, and she's not worried about killing this stone on this shot. She just wants to make sure they can kill it later.
Yeah,
If
need
you
to
hit it
remove
off
the
the
back
nose,
one.
you could squirt it in behind cover, so you don't want to do that.
Yes! Hard! Yeah! Yep.
If I get picked,
Oh, that one.
I don't know.
It was weird. Yeah, it looked like a good throw.
Sounds like it jumped a bit.
Well, taking that one at the top of the 4 foot doesn't hurt them, because it does
For
give
sure.
them a much easier path to make that nose hit now. Penny Barker looked to freeze again.
Room.
Just a little bit to go. Line's good.
Line's really good. 4, 5. Line's really good, guys.
You were prepared to predict to call it tight on the last one. I'm prepared to predict that we're going to see some timeouts pretty quick.
Hold the line. Little tap.
Right to it, right to
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Little tap. Hold it. Hold the line.
Didn't realize that. There's a very nice shot, though.
Okay, it's good.
Yeah, both teams at 2 minutes.
Nose. I guess we.
Both teams do have 2 timeouts left, though, as well.
Is that okay?
Well, but had 5 stones still left to come. I think you're going to see some of them
did what
called
it
just to
did.
make sure you have time to throw.
Just throw, good.
Yeah.
The Holland team at 1:44 left right now, and still 3 rocks left to come.
Good.
Clean.
Steer, I thought.
Yep. Yes. Yep. Yeah. Hard. 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 Hard.
Wanted to hit and stay right there. Gets a little bit of a roll, but actually that sits in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's left angle on the 2 reds to double them.
I think we have to corner the yellow.
You can get to this and tap it just a bit.
Yeah.
Or we put one up, but I like the corner. Gotta make a call, Penny.
Penny Barker at 2 minutes right now.
Yeah.
Little
They
tap.
still have 3 rocks to come as well.
T-line weight.
That's why you heard
Wait.
this. Somebody say, make the call, Penny. And we are going to an extra end over the Mitchell and Howard game. Nice exchange of stones. And
It's a food glass.
Mitchell got her 2.
Pretty close.
I don't think it's.
Whoa. It's a
Christy, if anything.
Little tap. T-line. Whoa. Just to it. No, no, no.
Needs to curl.
You've got to hope that this call's a little bit off, but there's no little tap that's good here.
No.
You jiggle off that yellow at all, and you
gonna
probably
make
leave
it
at least a
easier.
double. If all 3 of them don't go.
Looks to me like you could get them all.
You certainly can get them all moving.
Yeah.
No, you take your time.
Yeah. If you want to talk.
Time out.
They are taking a time. I'm not sure they really need it to discuss anything.
Yeah, a little
Just
here.
take a break and throw.
And then it probably 6 goes, 5 goes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. But I think
I
he
don't
owned
think
this.
Coach Travis is even. Oh, maybe he is, but.
He's
Amber's not
starting to
waiting
make
talk
his
to
way.
him.
We could see him coming through the glass.
Yeah, that's
Amber
what
will
I
be
saw.
long gone by the time
Yeah.
he gets here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see all 4 timeouts get called before this end is over, but I don't know if any of the coaches will make their way out.
Yeah.
There's a shot of the time clocks.
For Amber Holland, if she doesn't want to see all 4 timeouts get called, she could just make the triple right here, and that might be the end of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Good.
Yes.
Yes.
With the little extension, she's got the big weight. They called the sweep on early, now backed away.
No, needs to curl.
She needs to get the noser inside to get all 3 of them.
Good.
It'll stay a little bit on the high side, but makes 2 go away easy.
Nice job.
Good shot, Amber.
Time out.
And now Penny Barker will call the timeout.
We'll need to make all of these count now.
And not looking even just to come right down for the freeze now. She's got to be a little bit higher in what they're looking at,
We could,
I
we
think.
could split that.
Maybe that's a better.
Or split it this way and the shooter sit there. It's a little trickier.
Yeah. Do that.
I don't know that we
Sit
ever
here.
get it buried though, hey? So then it's wide
Well,
open.
Looking to somehow make a split so Amber just doesn't have an open hit.
I
but I'm
thought
not
Penny's first idea was good. She was looking
This
at,
might be easier though to make
But
the
right
throw.
there.
Just go
Yeah.
nose.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'd go just a little bit farther over, and then if Amber doesn't make a play on it or doesn't make the right hit, she's got the
Yes.
off of her own that she's about to throw onto the
If it like goes
drive it onto the one at the top of the 4-foot and roll her shooter into that
Whatever you
one.
like.
And
I
you
like
just saw them
that.
pointing at it at the side of the 8-foot.
Yeah. I don't know if we can get it all the way over there. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's split it under.
Okay.
Just how do we get at that, I guess. That's the only thing. We're going to be playing this run.
Yeah.
I think
So
we got to
then
try
just-
this.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Get all the way to
Well,
here.
they end up with a third option. They're going to try to come across the
Bring back
face of their
line.
own stone, try to push it in behind the corner and sit on the corner of the yellow.
I think that's the call.
Yeah, I think that's the call. I don't think it's
back
there.
line. You like this? We're just kind of flop
I think
under.
it's still just going to leave
Poke
the
the
one
other
they're
one.
pushing an open hit for Amber.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
really
If you
hard
can't
to
push
get
it to
that
buried,
way
it doesn't
over
do you any
there.
good. It's still going to leave an open
Exactly.
hit.
Amber just plays the open hit.
Okay, back line.
I really liked her first call. It's one of those cases where you maybe should have gone with your first instinct. It's your best chance because she does recognize at some point in time she's going to have to be able to get that yellow stone at the top of the 4 foot away out of there. And this is probably her best way is to play that shot she was looking at first.
Needs to curl.
Hard, yes! Hard, yes!
Yeah, Danielle! Okay.
Roll it over.
Oh, isn't that what you liked anyway? Sort of.
Not bad, actually.
It's right. It's
not bad.
Amber, can I call time?
Yeah.
Because the jam is a possibility.
The jam is a possibility, but you can hit the more open of the two, and you'd have a hard time jamming that so
When
solidly
you
into
say
the
more
yellow.
open of the two, you mean the top one on center line?
No, the back one. You can see most of that stone.
I was going
The
to
one
say
at the
you can
top.
see more at the top one.
You think you can see more of it?
Oh, I just pretty sure I just saw the line.
The only way to
I think it's
jam
pretty
this
tough
is
to jam the back
nibble
one,
a
though.
quarter of or an eighth of a rock. Okay. Right? So I think we're hitting that, or we don't touch anything.
Yeah, and they're overlapping.
And throw a guard.
It's an interesting thought.
Because
Yeah.
that's close. This is easier.
I think the intern
Okay.
around everything and tap the yellows there too.
Which they've played 1,000 times
Yeah.
this game.
I think just 9.5. Yeah. 9? What do I want? Looks good.
Have to admit I like this,
9, I
but
think.
it's whatever you,
I'm not sure
whatever
with
you
that
like to
broom which
throw,
one
yeah.
she's playing, whether she's
Yeah.
playing the one right behind the broom
See,
or
you
trying
can
to
see the
thin
top
tick
one's more open.
the top one. Oh yeah, but you've got to hit that top one very thin to get it across the top of the yellow.
Little Morrison.
I think that's what she's playing.
We'll know momentarily. A little bit of a wobble, but big weight. I'd say she's playing the one that's a little bit farther out.
Want me to go?
She had talked about it would need to be a very thin piece to jam it and stay. Does jam it now? Will it stay? It does. So Penny Barker will have a chance to draw.
Sorry, guys.
Might be able to pick up her 3 points here. Needs a little bit better than half a stone in the 8 foot, and if she can make that, we're headed to an extra end.
14.8.
14 and a half.
Okay.
Was it 25?
Same way.
What's that?
All right, guys. 14 and a half. I took the normal.
Maybe just a little bit too much indecision there for Amber Hall. Maybe just a little bit too much ice.
And it can come right to that top red one, too, and still be shot. Okay.
It's one of those stones you could bring that a little bit tighter with the broom, and if you ever happen to just tick the top one, you probably push it out the side. Penny Barker with her final stone here
Line's
in the
good.
10th end.
Line's pretty good.
Needs a good piece of the 8 foot to pick up 3 and get to the extra end. The Brushers have picked this one up.
You got it. You got it
All
hard.
the way, hard. All the way, right to it.
Looks like she's got nice line coming over the hog
Right
line.
to it,
Brushers
right to
stay
it,
on
right
it.
Okay, good sweep. Good.
Comes to the face of her own stone. That'll be enough to get her 3 points, and we're all tied up after 10. We're going to play one more when we come back.
The internet's constantly expanding, but you can keep up with unlimited internet. So whatever you like to watch, stream, upload, and share, do it all with unlimited internet from SaskTel. The internet's constantly expanding, but you can keep up with unlimited internet. So whatever you like to watch, stream, upload, and share, do it all with unlimited internet from SaskTel.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, we've got a little bit of bonus coverage. A couple of extra ends for you here in draw number 5 on Wednesday night. Let's quickly update all of the scores in this draw. Kim?
Okay, well, over here on sheet A, we have the extra end happening. Back in the 10th, it was a great double run back by Mitchell on her first shot. And then a couple of exchange of stones, and Mitchell got her 2, which we kind of talked through. These are final games here, and final scores: Streifel over Eberly 8-2 on sheet C, and over on sheet D, final score over there 7-3 for Silbernagel over Just. And now we've got the extra end underway already on sheet A, with Howard having last rock.
After the 10th end, the teams are permitted a 3-minute break, so our game not back underway yet. We're going to turn our attention quickly over to sheet 1. They're on third stones here. Ashley Howard's foursome just looking to keep that middle clean right now.
Yeah, there must have been some nice tick shots made. I'm sorry I kind of missed the start of this, but it's pretty wide open. Some nice double peels made.
So down to skip stones, and Jessica Mitchell looking at playing another guard here. You know, this is a situation where I think it's time that you go around the corner guards, let her peel that one off, then you come to the middle and sit 2. And our feature game back underway now.
Yeah.
There's the attempted center guard. Didn't get the center. Amber Holland will attempt to come around it from the wide side, and this might be dictated by the fact that she didn't get the center line there, so why play the tick?
Right.
Wade's nice.
Back over there, the Howard Mitchell, both of those teams looking for their first win.
Mitchell has called her timeout, so Coach Roger Moskalik has made his way out. They're going to discuss how they want to set this up now.
And on our sheet, this is looking a little deep.
That's fine, Deb. That's good. Be a little less ice. Thank you.
They're so polite. Looking for the longer guard now.
I don't think they're looking to line these up either. I think she's looking to get more of the center line on this one. Of course, Amber Holland won't be able to peel it yet on the next one, but she wants center line. That's why she's tightened the guard or tightened the ice up. But
that just makes the double.
The double will be available later.
Yeah.
Assuming this one gets over the line, and it does.
Yeah. All right. Same shot again for Deb. Just in front of the tee line.
You know, I think the reason they're playing that shot, though, it all comes down to the fact that they didn't get the line they wanted on the first one. So they play another one to the center line, and I would bet they're going to play a third guard here before they come in.
That could be the case.
Tighter line. 3, hard. Go. We're not there. We're 2.
Unless the other team gives you the guard.
Well, this isn't the guard you want. You'd want that one tight on the center line yet.
Giving you another one to get rid of. To be able to overbury this.
About the same here.
Got to be real careful making these come around. You know they're going to play the double peel now, and you'd hate to put this in a spot where they could just make everything go away.
Hard, guys, hard!
Brusher said it was short right away.
Hard! One. Oh, you can. Yep.
One, that's very
Hard,
bit
hard,
short.
hard. Keep it moving, keep it moving.
Yeah, just get it past a little.
Okay.
Well, there's
Nice, sweet.
certainly lots of rocks up front.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to be able to get rid of all of them here.
Yeah.
Throw the quad.
She's less worried about the two that are off the center line than these two long ones.
One. For sure.
Hey, you got it. Real nice straight throw.
The only thing is, when you play the double peel here, it's possible that the one on the center line is going to come into those two, and
Yep.
Yep.
if you get a little unfortunate, you might spin it back to the center line that way, and now it's tighter to the house as well.
Come on.
Well, it spins back into those two.
Not enough.
Not enough to come back to the middle, but does leave that corner pretty well covered.
Yeah.
Center. Let's go the same way.
Okay.
We can go the same way if you want.
Thought we might be getting to the point where Penny has to just card what's already there and eventually try to come around it, so she'd be off the center line area. She's going to throw one more to the center and see if Amber might make a bit of a mistake trying the peel.
It'll move.
Where do you want it, Penny?
Right here.
2. It's trying. A little past that.
Okay. That's fine. I think that's pretty good.
So the double peel this way. Again.
Let's go. Here we go. Might go here.
Well, there's still a little bit of potential for some things to go wrong here.
Yeah.
Oh, no. No, no.
Didn't sound good.
No, Laura Strong trying to throw a little bit extra weight.
Yeah.
With the extension, set that back, and it's going to go by everything. And
yeah.
That's the opportunity Penny Barker was looking for.
Full 4.
Yeah, I did really baby it though.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. I think it's sliding the same as it has been.
Well, we've seen this path a few times this game.
Stay close.
Wait's nice.
Deanna Doig with the come around attempt.
Wait's
good. It's good.
Brushers have been on this one early too.
Yeah.
Hard.
Hard line.
Line's looking good. It's
They're
curling
going to get
nice.
it right into the forfooter. They're going to have to work.
Not sure if they have the weight,
Just
but
by the
line's
guard.
great.
Keep going, keep going. Good sweep, guys. Just grinding.
Sorry, I had 4 rocks to jump.
Good hurdling.
Buried, but short
guess.
of the shot
Yeah.
rock position, so another opportunity for Amber Holland to
Peel
just try to
again?
peel the middle. You can see in the background there on sheet 1, looks to be the red stone sitting shot rock. There's just 2 skip stones left to come, so Jessica Mitchell drawing to sit 2 right now.
Yeah. Want to see some rocks moving here? That's a nice shot.
Makes the double peel this time and rolls the shooter away.
Like another.
Okay.
Or we can tap.
Yeah, I don't mind the tap, but
Okay, do the tap.
I like it,
Don't
Penny.
mind the tap either.
I don't mind the
Feedback
tap, but I don't know
eight,
that you have to play it before your last rock.
Yeah. A little early, perhaps.
Well, you
but
play it now, and they're going to try to kill everything in the house.
Last rock coming over on sheet A, and
Wait's nice.
Jessica Mitchell, with her final stone, did make the draw to sit 2
Stay close.
just around the edge of the 12-foot, so
Christy, go.
Ashley Howard can't hit either one of them and be shot. She's going to have to play the straight draw.
straight draw, but
Hard, yes, you
just
got
needs
it.
a bite of the
Hard,
8-foot,
hard.
a piece of the 8-foot anywhere.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Still, I think a pretty good call for Jessica Mitchell when you can't sit one in buried in the middle. You got to make her look at two where there's no hit, and that's what she did. Here we will take a look at this final shot, and there you can see the situation. Nothing blocking her path, but you don't have the hit available.
Not a lot
Brushers picked this up a little bit out of her hand. Doesn't look like more than a firm clean here. Well, they're going a little harder now.
Looks pretty good.
They ease up a little bit inside that hog line, and Ashley Howard will put her final stone of the extra end right on the button. Picks up the single point and the victory over Jessica Mitchell there. And that leaves just our feature game to conclude. And another double peel, and
Suddenly
things are looking
all
a little
gone.
bit cleaner in the middle now.
Absolutely.
I think so, Penny.
Yeah.
It's
Guarding a shot rock in the edge of the 4.
2. A 2. Guard that. Yep. Give me a touch more. Yeah. Okay. Slowing down, hey?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So like 6 more feet than normal?
Yeah.
Okay.
For a guard, yeah. Yeah.
Very quiet inside the ring here. Just the one game left, and it's a nail biter.
little tight line.
Whoa.
Line should be okay.
Quiet, but people are still
Probably
watching.
the quietest it's been.
Line's
Yeah.
okay. At the end.
Let it sit.
Right
The
to the
crowd
line.
has been loud, so to speak.
It's been a good crowd, that's for sure.
Right to the line. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Sit.
Okay.
That's pretty good. And we're looking at getting shot now.
Yeah, it's. I wondered if she might, because if you just peel the guard now, she'll bring the next one in tighter. And I mean, how do you even get shot rock
Well,
if she
she's
makes
got
the
to
better
navigate
guard?
coming around to the edge of the 4 if
Yeah,
that's
I
the
guess
play.
so.
She would certainly still have a shot, but
Well, she's going to have that anyway. You may as well take your shot here too.
yep. No,
Yeah, I think so.
nothing wrong with this.
I know what you're thinking, Laura,
Yeah,
but
okay.
it's fine. Playing a draw anywhere on this ice right now
Okay.
is not a whole lot of fun.
Fair enough.
There you go.
You're right through the path, hey?
Yeah. So we need
13.5 for back.
Yeah. For back 8, 14 and a quarter.
What'd you say? 13.5, I thought. So.
I was thinking 14.5 to T, but.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No. Agreed. Yeah.
Amber Holland with her first stone here in the extra end. She does have last rock.
Not got some room. Not
But it's the Barker stone sitting shot right now, and she's going to have a little bit of cover to work with.
Yeah!
Weight's good.
Yeah! Room!
Weight's good.
Stay close. Stay close. Stay
By the
close.
front one,
Can you move it?
Nope, moving it.
comes down, nudges the red stone, and it's Amber Holland sitting too. She's got a little bit of a roll to the inside. I think that's pretty
look at
good.
it. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Penny Barker could play the hit and roll underneath. She's going to have to jam it though, and it would leave a
Pretty
short
good
run
shot.
back that she doesn't actually need to get both of them out. They're going to call their timeout,
I think we have to try it, though.
Yeah.
and we might see the coach make his way out for this timeout.
Get to knows with like.
It's got a long way to go, all the way to the other end.
He knows if she knows is, are we shot back there?
No.
No.
Yeah, that's
So they're
exactly
talking
what
now
I
about
was thinking.
the nose double.
If we knows and she knows this, I don't. know if we're. Well, it'd be tight. I think we'll be okay.
Stating the obvious, but they need to get shot out of this.
On the high side, so.
Yeah,
They hit that one and it jams. I'm not sure if they're going to be shot.
Yeah, if it jams, I don't know. That's why they're looking at the double.
Yeah.
I think if we end up just getting that hair high side roll,
like we might have more. I think we do.
Can they get there?
I'm going to say no more. Sorry.
Yeah, right there, Penny.
Well, Merv is
made
out
his
here,
way
but
out
he's
to the
not.
ice level, but he's not wandered down to the far end yet.
They have started the time clock.
Just like hack. We have to go hack, I think.
I think hack's the minimum, yeah.
You probably could throw, you could throw like a 10.5 if you wanted. Just might be easier with the way the ice is budging.
Well, I don't think that we can make it with the 10. We have to. We have
Yeah,
to.
you have to get to
the
least
nose
nose, yeah.
almost.
Yeah, I don't mind board though.
Board's good.
Board's okay. Yeah.
Whatever you see, Penny.
I think it's just a heavy hack.
Okay. Just, it's pretty dead. I'm just
Ooh,
worried
I know.
about that.
Like
Coming
the
out
other
of the
thing is
forefoot.
this. Like if we do that.
Time is in now. She's still got a minute 43 to throw. Lots of time.
Like this. Can we get there?
Wow.
The tricky thing they're talking about with trying the straight back double with just hack weight, as she said, you heard her talk about it. It's so dead in the house now, the pebble's getting flat. And that stone you're running back, you've got to roll it a long ways to get out of the forefoot after it hits the second yellow. That's tough to do with hack weight.
Just want to make sure she's lots of time to throw. Don't feel it.
Remember, it's a little sticky here.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to get out of the rings, but you certainly have to get out of the forefoot. You need to be sitting shot for sure. You might like to be sitting too, just so she can't play the nose hit on something.
Touch more.
So the decision made and the shot on its way.
Whoa. Hack. Close. Whoa.
Still riding down the outside of that center line. This is going to have to curl. Now starting to come. Boy, this is curling hard.
Whoa, Christy now. Christy, go.
And they overdo the offside sweep, drives it by the stone at the back of the forefoot, and Amber Holland will pick up the single point and the win without having to throw her final stone. And that concludes all of the action here in draw 5. Kim Hudson has made her way down to the ice level, and we'll try to get a word with Amber Holland, the winning skip. While we wait for Amber, she's the team congratulating each other for a well-curled game and a good last end through some difficult situations with one miss early that left some junk in play that they would have liked not to have. Let's quickly update all of the scores. The other extra end final, we just saw the last shot. Ashley Howard on sheet A picks up a 7-6 victory over Jessica Mitchell, so that's the first win for the Howard team. And then we had 2 games finished what seems like a long time ago now. Kristen Streifel, a quick game tonight, 8-2 victory over Chantel Eberly, and on sheet D, it was Robin Silvernagel in the battle of the undefeated teams. She stays undefeated with a 7-3 win over Sherry Just. Sherry Just will be on the ice tomorrow afternoon against Sherry Anderson, and we'll have that game. And Amber is with Kim now. Kim, take it away.
But we are good to go now. That was a wild and woolly finish.
Yeah, keeping it interesting for the fans. Why not?
Exactly. How much of that was influenced by 5-rock rule? How much of that was influenced by execution?
Both.
How much of that strategy?
Both. Yeah, no, both. Like, you just know there's going to be rocks in play, so with the 5-rock rule, and you still just have to hit the rocks on the right side, be precise. And we just didn't in a few of them, and yeah.
And that's what happens.
And that's what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Looking ahead a little bit to tomorrow, you guys you're 4. Yeah, you play Silvernagel in the morning. Both teams 4 wins. Yeah. Probably no chance to think ahead yet.
No, I'm just glad this one
is over. 3-game day.
Yeah, no, I think we'll just, tomorrow's our 1-game day, which is kind of nice. But yeah, we're just take each game at a time, as I think everybody does out here. You look too far ahead and you can kind of come up and bite you in the you know what. So
yeah, exactly. Well, thank you. Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks.
And thus concludes a wild, woolly, and exciting curling day here in Saskatchewan. One more reminder, at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, you'll see it on CurlSask.ca. Sherry Just, 4-1 against Sherry Anderson, 2-2. A big matchup for both teams. We look forward to seeing you all then.